Mic check. Morning Masters Podcast. Your host, main of course. Got a special guest across from me, man. I got the legend that is Truez. What's up, man?
What up, bro?
What's going on?
Not much, man. Chilling, man.
How you living, man? Well, I know you living good, but tell me how you living though.
Man, I'm living swell. Living better. Living positive. So, yeah, man, just a bunch of manifestation going on from old manifestations. But it's starting to come in fruition now. So, I'm feeling great.
That's dope, man. Hey, look, man. I've been seeing you do a lot of great things. Just even your whole demeanor has changed. Not changed like you changed in like a sellout way and all like that, but growth. Let's say that, not change, growth. I've seen a lot of growth, even since our last prior interview, with the way you handle things you ignore, things you choose to, put in front of you or talk about. Let's start. I want to start there with you, like talk about that growth. In the last time it's been about a year and a half since we spoke.
Yeah, about a year and a half. Yep.
So talk about that growth, that transition. What was that like for you?
I felt like, I feel like our podcast that we did had a lot to do with it. I got to see myself in a different light. And despite like public opinion, like I know what the public says. So I'm fully aware. And yeah, man, I really think it comes with age, to be real honest with you, bro. Like I'm just getting to this point where certain things just really don't matter at this point anymore. And the only thing constant, like, and not in a weird way, but the only thing constant is me. So like when I wake up, it's me. When I'm in the bathroom, it's me. When I'm doing this, it's me. So, your temple, your body is your temple. So that's what I started with. I started with like kind of getting my body right, dieting and all of that kind of stuff. And once you change your diet a little bit, man, it changes your mind. Once you change your mind, it changes your reality. So I think, since the last time we spoke, I just kind of been mentally changing my reality and how I look at things and understanding that people's perceptions may be wrong, but that don't mean that I can't make a change.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like whether it's wrong or right, it's just like, all right, well, maybe I'm doing something to provoke a negative response, and that's never my intent. So, just change my intent and my focus a little bit.
Well, I guess I want to ask like as far as like feedback, because it was always mixed reviews. I ain't gonna lie, I think that's the beauty of you as an artist, though. I think you come with mixed reviews. Like mostly for the better, but I'm saying mixed just in like what I had people was saying like it was like send me his music. He sound like he supposed to be fire. I always say perception. Somebody may view something, may view your confidence as cocky.
Yeah.
It's not because it's cocky. It's just because it could be a lack of vocabulary with that person.
Yeah.
They know somebody is confident. It's synonymous, but they know that it's cocky,
Yeah.
Versus somebody else saying like, it's intriguing. His confidence is intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Send me his music, And that's what I got a lot of when I did that episode. I got a lot of send me the music. And like I was saying, I think I saw another podcast though, but I hadn't got one bad review musically from you. It was like, oh nah, I see what he was saying now. You know? And I thought that was dope. So even like
that's pretty cool.
When we doing interviews and then we talk and we joke and we talk about certain things, I think the general conception is the way you talk, your music is allows you to speak that way. And that's what I got from that. So more than anything, Granted, like I said, we talked off air a little bit, and granted, like I ask questions a certain way. That's always going to happen, I'm always going to attack the interview a certain way, just depending on the last time I spoke to that person. And I think last time I spoke to you at that time, it's been a minute. Like on the podcast, we see each other out, but podcast wise, it had been a minute. So I had to go back. So I thought that was I liked the interview, and I know, like I said, mixed reviews, of course, but I felt like if you say it stemmed from that, like your growth, If I had to do it again, I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense because everything is kind of connected as one. And I know how I felt about it afterwards. But really, it really didn't fall on you. It really kind of just fell on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, at the same time as me feeling some kind of way about the interview, it still was like a reflection period. And I was just kind of like, yeah, man, like, I could have, I know who I am and I know why I do things and I know I probably wasn't ready in the fashion. And then to be real honest with you, when it comes to interviews, I don't like looking up people's materials and trying to figure out what they're going to ask and what they're going to do. I don't really like that. I kind of like to be surprised. It's the only thing that kind of gives me some joy in in podcasts. So,
granted, now the one thing I always say is that day you hit me up like that morning. You know,
yeah, I didn't even know that. So, I didn't even realize that.
It was like 6 a.m. I worked at 8 at the time, so I got ready. I left at 5. I sped over to the side of town, got ready. I'm like, all right, cool, Yeah. So I did it on preparation for what I could preparate. And the first thing you do is go to nigga Facebook.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like even that, like I took an edible before that interview too, bro. And then as I'm watching it, I see my eyes just getting like,
you had the hat on, your sombrero.
I was going in, like
full Ninja Turtle mode. Like you was set to go.
Yeah, I was going in, but I was also in a different time too. Like I was in this time period where, still fighting for something, and I feel like now I'm not really fighting anymore. I'm kind of just owning what is, what I mean? It's not even about like, I don't know, man. I can't say it came overnight, but a year and a half, if that's like an overnight thing, then that, came overnight. But it's like overnight, I was just like, yeah, bro, like gotta be a little different moving forward. You notice I got a little quiet, you know what I mean? And just kind of, and God always blesses me. I always get blessings from God. But one thing I do after I get those blessings, bro, is just kind of fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like that's just like what I do, and it's just like I get a blessing, and then next thing you know, I done fucked it up. You know, but back in the day when you're younger, that shit kind of get a rise out of you a little differently. But like as I get older, I'm like I kind of want the peace before anything. So I think that's what I'm going for too in my personal life. It's just peace. So,
I know I like your shirt, first of all. You got a shirt that says passion on it. That's the first thing I recognized when besides the shorts, of course, but that's okay, It's fall, like, come on, man. Give me a break.
They almost retired for the season. I got
you've been wearing shorts by 2 years now.
Yo, stop. Yo, I hear that. You don't even know how much I hear that. I hear people, I don't wear skinny jeans for so long. I heard somebody say the other day, like, yo, this is the first time I seen you in jeans. And I was like, damn, yo, I've been wearing shorts like that
for a good minute.
All right,
but the passion though, like I think that's another thing as well. Like I think you're real passionate about art, and just we all like to say, well, I don't care how I'm viewed, but that's so much a part of the art sometimes that you kind of forced to care.
Yeah,
and if you don't care, you kind of forced to be affected by what you hear about the views of you. You know?
Regardless if you care or not, like you're gonna be affected.
So I asked that question to ask if that something that has changed as well. Like when you hear stuff, or if things get back. Of course, it's a small town.
Yeah.
Then you hear stuff, or if you ever feel like something directed towards you, or just when I say you, I mean art, because you always fought for art. So it's not necessarily got to be at Truez, but it could be about the platform or the art form that you are pushing at that moment.
I don't feel like it anymore because I feel like as of recently, I just reached another level of artistry where I can understand things a little differently. As a rapper, you normally working with a DJ and a microphone. Last few shows I did was with a band. And as a rapper, you don't see it often, especially where we from. And I realized there's a whole aspect of artistry that I was missing. All the R&B singers get to have all the fun.
All of it.
All the fun. And then I'm just like, now I'm having fun and I'm just like, oh, snap. Like, I can push it to another level for a second. But really what it is, like it's just like playing a video game for a long time. You get stuck on a level and then you finally pass it, and now you can explore the rest of the video game. And like for me, like I'm finally being able to explore the rest of the video game without any anger aspects to it or taking anything personal or feeling like I gotta talk for a community that ain't gonna talk for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Like, so I'm just on that, I'm on a whole nother level of focusedness that I'm blessed to understand what I'm going through and kind of dial back the reactions to everything. This is book called The Four Agreements. And one of the agreements is like, don't take anything personal. I read this book years ago, but now finally in my life, a lot of the lessons is kind of coming into fruition. So it's kind of like, yo, yeah, I'm not going to take nothing personally. If somebody don't like me, like, now I'm just starting to find it cool. Like, I just think it's cool if somebody don't like me that don't know me, because then, like you said, like having mixed reviews mean you're doing something. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean? To
right,
have a
right.
mixed review. And if nobody knows the music, but you have a mixed review and nobody's met the person, it's like, all right, this person is evidently moving in a certain type of capacity. So now it's just like, okay, how can I move in that capacity and then dial back some of the extra and then kind of just approach everything with a holistic response and an organic response. And I think that's what I'm on right now. You know, even with the shirt, like, you know, you brought up the shirt, like on the back of the shirt is my discography throughout the years.
Yeah, yeah.
That motherfucker started at 2005.
A long career.
My dude, like, and you know, I didn't really think about it until I was making the shirt. Like, it's just like I want to put all my discography on there. Where should I start? Oh wait, got to start with the first CD that I printed up and gave to everybody, which was Address the Haters 2005, and then I got it going all the way into 2024, which is not even here yet. So I got 3 albums coming out in 2024, and then I'm just looking at the shirt, and I have no ego attached to the shirt. And I'm just like, damn, yo, like that's amazing. So it's like I'm appreciating myself too without fighting a battle and then, you know, feeling some kind of way. So I'm appreciating where I've been and where I am now. And like, it's a beautiful thing, you know?
I mean, 10 years ago, could you see yourself at this level of peace that you have?
No. Last year, I couldn't see myself at this level of peace. Like, you know, we talk 10 years. No, like last year, bro. Last year, I was like, we got to get it. We got to do this. And then I'm upset because I don't see, you know, like after Legends Ball, I don't see nothing else after that. And that bothers me, man, because I'm like, it just bothers me in a certain type of way. And I'm like, and it has nothing to do with the individuals. It just has everything to do with the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can't worry about it. Like, you know, now I gotta go. I can't. What I'm gonna redo the same thing and try to put everybody on the album again and all that. Nah, I'm not about to do that no more, man. So it's like I did what I did. I do what I do. 10 years ago, I did what I did. Now it's like I'm moving into a whole nother dimension where you get to see, like, if you're into comic books, you get to see the phases.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You get to see the multiverse and all of that stuff. And I finally made it to this point, and there's not a lot of people that make it here. So I gotta take care of that. I can't keep getting myself knocked off of that stage where I am. Like, I can't have people keep knocking me off or me knocking myself off by responding to things that
Yeah,
really
yeah.
don't concern me. You know what I mean?
I mean, and I definitely I respect that a lot. But you know, I guess I would be remiss not to ask, like, so but during these time periods, so obviously you grow and you got growth. What is that relationship like with people who were encountering you while you were growing? If that
Mm.
makes sense, right? Do you go
Um,
back,
mm.
rectify it, or do you just like when I see them, hopefully it's all they understand? Like what's that like? For any situations you may or may not have had.
I feel like, oh, that's a good question.
I try to ask a question. I don't know if you know that now, but I do a
Yeah,
little good job sometimes.
that was a great question. That was like fix my life Ayana type
Hey
shit.
man,
I was like,
hey,
damn, I thought I was on Lifetime,
hey. I do that kind of time,
but
man.
but nah, like, you know, some things fall by the wayside. Some things gotta be left where it is. We know that phrase, leave that where it is. and whether you messed up or somebody else messed up. But I will tell you this: the people that matter, the people that mean the most to me, I'm always gonna make that attempt, no matter what, to make sure people understand where I was coming from at a time if I did disrespect or mess something up, or just, just find a way to let people know, like, yo, it's all love, because nobody knows nobody else's growth process either.
Yeah.
So I gotta have grace with myself. Not like, oh, I did this and I fucked up and this person feel this way. Nah, it don't stop there. Cause that person don't know what I'm going through.
Right, right.
So what that person may have done to provoke me, I'm not about to teach them what they did, but I will say, hey, listen, this is what I was going through. So when you said this is how it made me feel. And I understand how it makes you feel. And yeah, I definitely had to the people I care about, definitely got to go back and definitely make not everything, but like just let them know that it's all love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to be 32 years old, so you know what I mean. Like, my
Yeah.
growth is tremendous. If I'm still doing the same shit, I'm fucking crazy.
And the people that know you, that you inspire, that inspire you, that's inspired by you, that have been rooting for you since '05, or since you came on the scene. You came on the scene young as hell.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
saying you 32 is
I
it's
know,
wild,
bro. It's kind of weird.
You
Yeah.
grew up on the scene, like, but the people reach out and just, like, hey, you all right, you good? Or like, like,
No, I don't get you goods.
you gotta be good, ain't it?
That's another thing. That's another thing. That's a different aspect about me that a lot of people don't know. It's not like I get those text messages or I get those phone calls or I get people checking on me. I don't even get my family fucking checking on me, like, to be quite honest with you. So it's like I always feel like I'm out here like Will Smith was. You know what I mean? And I Am Legend. Like, I'm just out here, I'm making friends with mannequins sometimes, like, because like there's nobody checking on Truth, because a lot of people get busy watching Truth. You know what I mean? And that's all well and good, especially when I'm doing something great. But like, it was a lot of struggle that I went through over the past past 7 years that nobody knows about. But all they know is what I might have said on the internet, or you know what I mean, or just an interaction at nighttime when niggas was faded, and like, this is like what people remember from me. And then, but what they don't know is my own personal struggles that I can't really fully talk about because I'm already naked out here. I don't really want any more naked. I might as well just take my skin off. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, yeah, man, like, people just don't know. And my mom tell me that all the time. Like, you never know what somebody's going through. And I know that for people, but people don't know that for me. They look at me differently. And that's cool, but like, I'm human. So it's like there's gonna be times when it's gonna be dark. And there's gonna be times when it's gonna be super turned.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of times when you're an artist like me and it keep going the way I kept going, you gotta understand that it's more dark times probably than any other time. I just heard Tom Brady say, wait, not to cut you off, but like, I just heard Tom Brady say, yeah, he won 7 championships out of 20 plus years. But he said it's fun in the beginning, but it's hard in that middle. He didn't win a championship 7 straight years. It was spread out, and it's like, but he had to play through the times that it wasn't. And like, I don't think people like give me that grace where it's like, yeah, I did this when I was younger, but now I'm going through life, and now it's like, I need some grace, I need some advice, I need somebody to love on me, like, I need some. And I don't get it, so then I act like this because it's just me. And then I double back and be like, you know what? I gotta love me. And then once you start to kind of like figure that out, that you gotta love you, then it's like you don't really care what other people say. And then but do you do care what you say because you love you, so you want the reflection of your love for yourself to show in other people.
Right, right.
You know?
That's a good point you made. And I was gonna say, we talked about your level of confidence,
Yeah.
and it being mistaken for this or that. But I think a lot of times too, I can't speak for anybody else. I speak for myself, and just as a spectator. When you see somebody on go, like you have been on go, just music nonstop, always in the mix, new project. new sound, new flow,
yeah.
like just reinventing, right? To the spectator, we don't see the signs there, like, and he keeps switching it up, he ain't stopping, right?
Yeah.
It looked like we talk off camera, putting in the work. It looked like you just working, like, oh, he a worker, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't seen no dark down times, but sometimes I think a lot of times we overcompensate by working hard, so we don't stay in them dark times, or we don't face those
The dark times. Yeah,
'cause
you
we
don't
in them,
face it. Yeah.
but we not facing it, right? I got a new flow now. Let's talk
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah.
Got a new album now. Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do this. So every time you probably came with new music, new sound, new flow,
Yeah.
something new, musically, artistic wise, trying something out, whatever. We not seeing it that it could be, a dark time. We happy because you look happy, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, so when you say you're not getting them calls, it's kind of like, we like, how's the music?
Bro, so I'm gonna be real, completely honest with you. It's funny that you say it like that because I got a theory. It's my new theory. It's called the shiny gray theory. Was in my crib. I forgot who was in my crib with me. It's like, hand me that cup. I said, what cup? The gray cup? Handed the gray cup. They said, no, it's silver. And I was like, subjective, right? And then I started thinking about it. I was like, they started breaking it down. And I was like, it might be silver. And then I started thinking about artists. And then I was like, yo, we're like the shiny gray theory. And what the shiny gray theory is, by the time you see my work, it's fucking silver. And it looks good. It's shiny. It's platinum. You love it or you don't, but you're talking about it or you're not. Like, it's like it gives you something. But that's really just a shiny part of the darkest gray that you can possibly have to get that shit. Because like, to do an album, for me, my personal experience with doing an album, I start an album today. I'm about to go through family shit for some odd reason. I might have been clear on family shit for the last year and a half. I'm about to go through family shit. I'm about to go through personal shit, work shit, all of this shit. And I'm like, why is this all hitting me at once? Because it's the shiny gray theory. While I'm building this album, I'm about to be hit with so much shit that I'm about to put it in the album. Then by the time I deliver it to you, you're like, man, Truez got a dope album. And I could say, yeah, thank you, yo. I'm glad y'all downloaded. I'm glad y'all shit. We could do all of that. That's the shiny gray. But they don't know that as soon as the camera, all right, thank you. And you're like, damn. You go back home and you be like, yo, niggas don't know what it took to get there.
You had to pay for this.
Oh my God. Yeah. Money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about
time, stress.
Oh my God. Bruh. And it's like, because you got to neglect people. You got to neglect things. You got to neglect yourself sometimes. Skipping out on meals so you could pay for this. And it's like shiny gray, bro. You see platinum, you see silver, you see glitter, you see all of this stuff. I see a dark ass muddy gray that's both black and white, which is logic, mixed in with this dark gray, presented as silver for everybody to try on and love it. And as an artist, every artist goes through that, but they don't know how to explain that. And they can't break that fourth wall. Yeah. That fourth wall of like somebody saying, I love your album. And they just look at them and say, bitch, you know what the fuck I did? You know what I mean? Like, they can't just snap on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because they gave them a compliment. But really, in actuality, you want to tell people like, yeah, man, that was like the hardest album I ever tried to do. But it really don't matter to them. Why? Because they got it when it was shiny.
Yeah, you can say as much as you want. And it's
it don't matter.
But
yeah,
track 7 is my track,
Bruh, I realized that with the last joint. I was like, with the Archangel, the difference between Archangel, which is a double disc album, and then you got Nirvana, which is 4 songs. You compare those two, I get more reviews from Nirvana. Why? When I got like 20 artists on the other joint. You know what I mean? It's like the gray area of trying to get those artists in the same room, all of that kind of stuff. Nobody knows that. So when I display that to them, I can't be like, oh, y'all ain't feeling this? Man, I did this. So I start all over. I start with Nirvana and I deliver something else. You know what I mean? And it's like, I can't get hung up on people not knowing that gray aspect of creativity, because trust and believe, everything is not black and everything ain't white. We mixing, we integrate it. That means the color totally different. So by the time we see it, the color has to be different. You know what I mean?
Even talking to you now, like I seen it on social media, but just standing in front of you, talking and seeing how you answer questions, the passion. I see the growth right now. And
Yeah.
that was cool. How the smoke came out there. That looks
Chill,
cool. That's
chill,
dope. I like
chill,
that.
dog.
I see what you're doing. You and your rapper back. Now I'm playing. I'm playing. Dude, can you speak to this right here? Because it keep looking at me, man. It's a statue right here to my left, your right. What's that about, man? How'd that come about?
So Andrew Gordon at Aficionados on 8th Street. It's funny because he asked me one day, he said he started to do wood sculpture. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? Showing me pictures and stuff. I'm like, yo, that's dope. And then he just asked me, he was like, can you imagine your face on one? And I was like, that'd be cool. And it was just like a passing conversation. Lo and behold, him and Brother B from Humanity Tree, they start conspiring that he was going to get the wood, Andrew was going to get the wood, and Brother B was going to paint on it. Which is very huge for me because I've always wanted Brother B to do a painting. As long as I've been next to him, I never got, you know what I mean? That opportunity. But now I don't get a painting, I get something like that. And it's cool because I love Andrew too. He's an artist as well. Older guy, but great artist. Country music, a little, not even a little bit, but on that side. And it's just like, we bonded greatly. And for them to come together and do that for me, I remember when Brother B brought it to me, he said, I'm looking at it and I said, yo, B, my ego is completely removed from this response. But bro, like, this is awesome. But I'm like thinking about how much he can do now. Like, that's how much I've changed. You know what I mean? Where I think something like that will make me jump up and down. But now it's making me think about the future. Everything is making me think about what more. And I've always been like that, but like without this certain attachment to it. So when I see that, I feel like that's fire as hell. I feel like when I get old, I'm really going to appreciate it. But right now I can't. I'm still working. He got all my album covers on there, but I'm still working.
It's almost like that's the opposite of the shiny gray effect. Like you appreciate it, but you can't fully now
because I know
working,
because
you know what went into it
already. And I already know.
Hey,
I know.
Life's crazy, ain't it?
And I can't. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I can't really fully say thank you, Andrew, so much for doing this because I know he had to go find the wood.
Thank you ain't enough.
It ain't enough. So what's enough is me doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
To make that a reality for them. That's enough.
So,
Brother
B.
Yeah.
Rudy Tucker from
Yep.
I don't think I asked you this last time. I feel like sometimes people don't ask certain questions. We follow on social media and we see so much we think we know.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that relationship. As I know it's near and dear to you, so what you will, what you can give us. But talk about that relationship, that mentorship that has helped you grow over the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, first, I met Brother B when I was 19 years old. 2011, I did my first solo show at Alter Egos. And I was nervous. I was probably the most nervous I've ever been at a show. My legs are shaking, but it's the shaking that you can't see. It's just like an internal shake. And I started rapping. About, I had this song called Fantasyland. And it was from my album, my 2011 album that's on iTunes. Even then, it was a mixtape before. But it's on iTunes. And it's a song called Fantasyland. I'm doing it. I'm rapping. And then I'm looking out. And then I hear this guy say, "Oh shit!" And then he's in the back and he's dancing. And Denise is there too. His wife is there at the same time. And the video is out on YouTube, by the way. I'll send it to you one day.
Yeah,
so you can see it. But like, you will see me immediately after you hear this dude yelling in the background. You will see me immediately get relaxed. I start pacing a little bit different because before I was in as if like right foot goes here, left foot goes here. I'm like right here, and I ain't move until I heard him, and then he was like going in, and then I started talking a little bit. I never forgot that. And then that was in 2011. Humanity didn't open until like what, late 2014, 15. And then by then, like I was going back and forth from New York, and then he was like, he wanted me to manage the joint. But that didn't work out at that time. And now it's like managing Humanity Treehouse. But also on a personal note, like I grew up without a father in my life. You know what I mean? Like no father figure in my life. Love my dad to death. Think he's the coolest guy in the world, even through all his shit. But never grew up with a father. Hence why, you know, I can fly off the hinge with no restraint. You know what I mean? And just grew up with a mother just telling me to be true to me and keep my heart open and all of that kind of stuff. So I got this divine femininity in me.
Yeah.
But I don't have this certain guidance that a male can give you. So like being underneath this roof that we are in right now allows me to hear perspective from an older male. And I'm watching him get older just as well as he's watching me get older. But we help each other because what he does is what I do. He's an artist. I'm an artist. I have an artistic point of view on life. He has an artistic point of view on life. I need his artistic point of view on life. He has an option to accept mine, and he accepts mine. Therefore, I fully accept his. And like he just been this guiding factor, just keeping me chill. And a lot of the times, if you ever interview him one day, he'll tell you stories about how he was when he first moved here. But he's from New York.
Didn't even know that.
Right. So we from up top. Yeah. I'm from Jersey. How we deal with things is different. No matter how long I've been down here, in my blood, how I deal with things is totally different. He was the only dude that can get past that point and then turn around and tell somebody like me, like, yo, don't worry about this. Bro, when I was going through this and we was opening Humanity, people was throwing stuff at the door or this and that. It's crazy stories. That needs to be definitely heard and seen on camera, those stories. But like what people were doing out of hate with what he was trying to create and how he had to stay on the straight and narrow, it's only inspiring. You know what I mean? When I hear it, and it's like, I listen to him, man, and I just never had an older male adult really know how to galvanize me and pull me in. Like nobody can really pull me in like that. And he knows how to do it. He give me my space, but then he'd be like, yo, come up here for a second. And he'd tell me a whole story. And then it'll go like, beep. That's why when you did this, and I'm like,
reeled you in.
Reel me in. And I'm like, damn, I got it. And I get it. And I think that's been a tremendous aspect to my growth is that I open myself up more to listen to him, vice versa. And I don't know if you know, but like him doing New Bag, his paint, like all of that comes from me and him and him and his wife too as well, Denise Tucker, like them being at home and all of that kind of stuff. But like me and him talk about a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And when we go like, yo, maybe we should do this. I don't know, B, like maybe this. And he like, nah, this is the song. You might want to do this. You might want to link with them. Yo, go ahead and apologize to this person. Listen, I know. And that's how we talking to each other day to day. You remember on the last interview we did, I was like, people might hear smoothies and stuff going, but it's really hammers and all of that stuff because we building.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, you know what I mean? I didn't know at that point. I knew, I felt it, but at that point, and then like coming to now, it's like, oh yeah, I was right, but it was like I was right on a spiritual level. It wasn't like yeah, I knew I was right. It was just more like I trust the process.
Right.
And that's the process, you know what I mean? And he's a big part of my life. And I'm tremendously grateful, you know, to have him in my life. And still to this day, like my dad's probably gonna see a clip from this, and I want him to see a clip from this. Or my dad's probably gonna see a clip from this. And a little part of me hope he feels some kind of way, because it's like it shouldn't really be nobody in a male's life that should get that kind of credibility if you got a father that's alive and healthy enough to give you that. But that's what just makes me more grateful of having him next to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely I understand it. And I wanted to highlight that because I feel like we see it. You see pictures.
Yeah.
I think you posted a picture the other day and you see the post, right? I don't care how artistic you are, how good you are with words. Sometimes it's not enough to really express. Even just now, you spoke and
It's not
I
enough.
feel like you still wanted to get more, but you're just like, I can't give them too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but you can feel it. That's one of them situations where it's like you gotta see it. It's an everyday process. It's be that close.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand it, and I just wanted to make sure that that was spoken about. 'Cause a lot of people ask you questions, ask you this, ask you that, but that's just as important as you doing this music. As important as you growing.
It's probably a little bit more important than any aspect of my life, because I don't know where I would be without Humanity Treehouse. You know what I mean?
I saw a post and I saw you say Humanity saved your life.
Mm-hmm.
Expound on that a little bit.
So when I came here, decided to join the team, I was just getting off my Achilles tour. I was still supposed to be in my boot. And life was just going down. Like it was just going downhill. I had a lot of struggles, a lot of home life shit going on, and couldn't really talk about it to nobody. All I knew how to do was what my mom did, which was get to work. So I got to work. I had to take more breaks than I wanted to. You know what I mean? I had to sit down more. My diet, I was big. I was like 210. I did that mixtape with DJ Nightmare, Traumatic 2.
I ain't trying to be funny. I remember you was fat, bro. I was like, yo, he a little stocky motherfucker.
Bro, I was stocky, bro.
I'm just realizing, like, yo, he's not. Yeah. Did they clone Tyrone?
Yo,
I don't know, like you're not who you were before.
I was at Hilton Head and I said that to my girls. I was like, yo, I think I just got cloned. That's for another topic.
I know, right?
But like, but yeah, man, like it saved my life, like dieting and learning about foods, like just so I could sell it to everybody else. I had to learn about it. And when I learned about it, I'm like, let me use it. Boom, shedded that weight. Then I kind of got back on it. Then I'm off it now. Now I only eat meat on the weekends. Friday and Saturday is my days to eat meat, and I'm vegan throughout the week. Changes my whole mind, changes my sleep schedule, changes my stress levels, all of that. Everything just fucking changes now after that.
I ain't trying to be fun. You could do that. You could just be vegan Monday through Friday.
Yeah, because I don't subscribe.
You said that last. That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell.
Hey, full circle moment.
Hey, it's funny because like that's my favorite part of the interview. I just felt like that's when it went like I was like, I don't know if he defensive. I don't know. It just from there I felt like everything just kind of changed. Like I don't subscribe.
Hey yo,
that's funny. You should have made shirts on that. Hey, yo. You should have made shirts on
it's
that.
It's not late. We got the second one now. Now it's legit. Now
I'm subscribed now.
Yeah, I was subscribed, dog. Like that shit was funny because you was just like you was talking and you kept trying to talk and I was just like, yo.
No shit, we crying.
and I kid you not, none of that's like purposely done. Like it's just like really, like I really wanted you to know, like, yo, I don't be where everybody be at, but it's like that's how it came out.
I don't subscribe. I think like I hear that sometime in my mind, like didn't want to tell you at the time, but I like that saying. You know what I'm saying? That was a good saying. At the time I couldn't really say it. I was like, I don't know,
man.
I like
we
that
gotta
saying,
think
man.
in computer terms, bro. They turning us all into computers, bro. I was outside of Metro and I seen the cops tase somebody. And I was chilling with my homeboy and a couple other people. And I heard the get on the ground, get on the ground. And I was like, damn, somebody get tased? So I look, they tasing this dude, black guy, of course.
Yeah, why not?
In the middle of a medium, this motherfucker got his hands in his pockets and ain't moving. He ain't moving. Like, he ain't being belligerent. He ain't moving. And the cop is going crazy. Get on the ground. He's doing all of that. The dude's not moving. And his girl is right there. And this is the crazy part. This girl's right there like, no, you know. Yeah. I don't even want to act the whole thing out, but you know what women going to do at a time like that. Don't do that to him and all of that. Boom, this cop pull up. I feel like I'm Soulja Boy telling a story. But this cop pull up. But like this cop pull up, grabbed her. First he said, shut the fuck up. I was like, what the? I'm close now because I don't got my phone out because this is actually a part of why I'm saying this. About this robotic aspect of life and subscribing and all of that shit. But like, threw her ass to the floor, put her face on the floor. That's when the dude reacted. That's when he gets thrown to the floor. At this time now, bro, I kid you not, and I am not fabricating. It's about over 12 cops outside. For one guy that wasn't resisting, nothing, and a woman that didn't want you tasing her man. Dude throws her in the back of the car, throws him in the back of the car. I'm over there because now I'm trying to talk to the supervisor. That's just me. I'm looking for the supervisor. And I'm listening to the cop. And he said, man, I tased 48 people last year. I only tased 2 this year. I'm like, what?
Stat. That's a stat. That's his stats.
I shouldn't even be hearing this. So I go to one of the Caucasian guys, which I know he was a captain, because I can tell by his shirt, because he wasn't in uniform. I said, what's going on? I said, how y'all doing? He said, hi. And as soon as I said, hey, y'all know where I can find a captain around here? Get away from here. He's nowhere near the scene. I said, okay. I stayed over there. I waited till everything cleared out, and I went to the 2 black cops. I said, bro, I'm not going to tell nobody how to do their job. I'm not a cell phone guy. I ain't about to be out here doing that. I ain't trying to expose nobody or anything, but I will say this. As a citizen in Augusta, we not used to that, let alone hearing a cop brag about how many people they tased. I said, I know y'all. I said, I see y'all at clubs. We see y'all. We see y'all. And the dude, come to find out he was over the guy that, and he's like, he got his hands on his vest, you know. He not really looking at me.
Yeah, I know that stance.
You know that stance, right? He not really looking at me, but the shorter guy, which I've seen him at the scene a couple of times, he's like, well, what's the guy's badge number? I said, it's not about that. It's not about no badge number. It's not one of those moments. I'm not asking for that. I said, I'm just asking for y'all to be mindful of who y'all doing this around. We all watching. And then the dude that's like this, that ain't looking at me, it was like, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I appreciate that. I'll talk to him. And I'm like, bet. That's all I wanted as a citizen. I say that to say, my homegirl said, they got the kids as spectators now. Everybody doing this. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody helping nothing. Everybody doing this. So they got us like computers. So the terminology that we using amongst each other is computer terminology. So maybe in some aspects we need to adopt it. In some aspects we need to get rid of it. So it's like, you know, even me saying I don't subscribe to something, it's a computer term because that's how people view people. Followers, subscribers, and influencers, and all of this kind of shit. And it's like, Jesus wasn't thinking about being no damn influencer. You know what I mean? Like, Martin Luther King wasn't thinking about influencer. Like, none of these terms existed. And now that they exist, we get computerized. So now we want to go see that influencer, and we want to pull out our phones, record them, tag them, share them. Mm-hmm. and repeat process.
Yep.
And it's like, bro, it's later for that. So it's like, no, to this day, I can't subscribe to anything because I'm like, nah, man, it's not real to me. Like none of the shit is really real. The music is not even really real. What's really real is just the impact that I give off, the inspiration that I give off that's intangible, but that's the realest thing. Like the music's gonna come and go. You're not gonna listen to every song I do, but you're gonna feel everything that I do. I put money on that. But everything else, bro, it's all computerized, bro. And a lot of things is like NPCs, man, out here, man. A lot of people they just going about what the structure is.
Talk about that a little bit though. You said influence and just impact. How would you describe your impact on music? Now, I guess I'll say in the Augusta scene, just for conversation purposes.
Yeah.
How would you describe your impact?
Inspiration. One word. And the word I got on my shirt. Passion. That's the identification. You might not identify with the inspiration. You might not know what I inspire you by, but you can identify the passion. You know, what news people say when they interviewing people, what they say, I appreciate your passion. You just interviewed a woman whose son just got shot 7 times and you're asking her how she feels. And she's crying and she's saying how the system is fucked up and all of this. And you say, I appreciate your passion. It's the only thing that could be identifiable. Everything else is just for up interpretation, and that's the inspiration. I know I'm gonna inspire people, whether it's the negative way or the positive way. And the negative way is really, I don't fuck. This nigga Truez outrageous. I'm about to show him. That's inspiration.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Or it can be like inspiration. Oh, I love what Truez do. Let me call him. Let me reach out to him and see what I can do. If not, let me call him, reach out to him. Yo, can I get on that open mic? Or once again, you can see him and say, I want to be like him, but I'm not going to do it like him. And I'm going to do it this way. And you can fool people on trying to be like that, but you will never be me because you can't galvanize people like I can, because I came to grips when I was 25 years old that I'm not going to be an idol. I'm going to be an inspiration. And I knew that at 25, I knew that and I figured that out. It just took me until now to put it together and understand what that really meant. So it's going to be a lot of people out there, for the folks that's watching, that a lot of people out there is going to use my rhetoric. They're going to get on platforms that I've gotten on and use my rhetoric that they don't do. They're going to do a lot of things to fool you. But only the real people know what's really going on, and only the real individuals know what's authentic and what's not. People know what's fabricated. Some people like fabrication. Some people like what's the brand in Walmart? Like, it's not Cocoa Crisp, but it's great value.
Great value, yeah.
They will tell you that the value is great, but we know the real shit. So there's going to be a lot of great value things out there. Now that's just real talk. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. But then it's going to be this moment where you be like, something about this. Something about Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich that has 40 man-made ingredients that just doesn't seem like grandmama's chicken.
Yeah.
No matter how much you buy Chick-fil-A chicken, you're going to buy that shit every day. And you know your grandma make the best chicken. That's just how it go. And I'm grandmama's chicken. No matter where I go, I'm going to be grandmama's chicken. A lot of people is going to be Chick-fil-A chicken. A lot of people is going to be some whack-ass chicken. And it's really up for the people to decide what they want to eat. They want to eat organic food or they want to eat fast food. And that's not really for me to get involved in anymore. It's not for me to fight for anymore, because I'm going to let other people look stupid putting commercials out for fast food, destroying the community.
I know we talked about that a little bit before we started recording too. Just you know, how much you fought for a lot of things. And when I say fought for a lot of things, I'm not saying you had to pick it outside saying do this, but you put your reputation
On the line.
you put how people may view you on the line. No pun intended, it was online as well, but a little double entendre there. But on the line for real, right? And I remember my first time ever interviewing you. I think you came with Raynard. I told you, Raynard be playing games, man. He start stuff, he don't finish, man. He get into that. So, but
he did. That nigga left like a motherfucker, boy.
Nah, but I remember my first ever time handbotch. I was recording Friday nights, and your name came up, and I said that name sounds familiar. But it came up as if I think you were in a little rant, back in the days, and I happened to read it. So I'm like, okay, it made a little sense, but I said if I ever see him, I want to ask him that.
Yeah,
I remember talking to you about it. I remember you even saying like that was on purpose. I did that so I can get here. I can do this, that, and third.
Yeah,
that's putting your name on the line.
Yeah,
like I don't care how many 500, 400, 2,000, 4,000 friends may view. You always complain, and somebody gonna pick this up. And I'm gonna talk about it, and it's gonna open a door for other things.
Yeah.
So you look at all the artists, maybe on Slim podcast, maybe on my podcast, maybe on somebody else's podcast. All these artists that's getting these looks on these platforms now, but you came up in a time where everybody wasn't just reaching out to do interviews or to highlight. Like we been speaking for 50 something. We ain't talk about a song yet.
We ain't talk about a music yet, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, but it was not a thing back then.
Yeah.
And you called it. You say, yo, y'all parade around. Y'all got this platform. Y'all got this platform. Y'all talk about support. Y'all talk about this. Let us in. Let us on.
Yes.
Yes. And I do admire that because like we talked off the mic and we were talking about how I do my interviews and questions and stuff like that about being true.
Yeah.
No pun intended once again. About being true to truths, being true to what you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you've always been. You've always been somebody who will stick your neck out to fight for whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Even when last year, I think, when, we talk about the interview stuff, I know you was on Cook's interview or whatever, but you had a mission there for something as well.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of how
I
took it,
about the one that got deleted?
That was crazy, yeah. Wild night.
They should have kept it.
I think so. I watched it a few times. I liked it.
They should. Is it still on the live?
I think it's alive still. Yeah.
I
know I got a screen record. I got the part I needed.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. That was probably like the most angriest I've ever been on camera. But I feel like it was necessary because it was another side. Like it was just like this side that was different. Not the segue off of that.
No, that's perfect though.
Yeah.
I want to know why you was angry though.
Well, before I go into that, I'm gonna tell you about sticking your neck out. I think you asked a question on the podcast about when I said something about not having kids and people liking me. Did you ask me that on
something
the podcast?
Like that? Yeah.
Right. Never got a chance to tell you this. I was at Waffle House with my homegirls. This woman tapped me. I'm drunk as hell too. Like I'm faded. I'm not even getting no food. I'm so drunk. And she tapped me and said, "You don't know me, but I want to say, I love everything you stand for. I love your music. I love how you carry yourself. I love this. I love that." She told me everything she loved about me. It's a woman I never met before. I'm in Waffle House across the bridge in North Augusta. And she says, "I just did not like the post you said about having kids and that we would like you more. I like you now." And it just like it messed with me because I'm like, damn. That's when I start realizing my words, you know what I mean? Like, and understanding, like, there's people out there even paying attention to another aspect of me.
Right.
That's not just on music and artistry.
Deeper than music.
It's deeper than music. And I always knew that, but nobody's ever came up to me in public to talk about the flip side of it. And for her to say that, and then she gave me a gospel song I still have on my phone to this day. She said, "Listen to this joint and listen to that." And I'm just like, and I listened to it and I put it on my playlist and all of that stuff. And still to this day, I remember what she said her name was, but I ain't see her like a post. But she watching.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole life.
Everybody don't always show up in your stats.
They don't show up in the stats, yo.
Hey, sometimes they show up in your face.
Yeah, yo.
Talk about impact, right?
What's your stats what's your face stats?
Hey, for real, like, give me your impact stats for real. I want to know, like, what did somebody say you changed their life, changed their day? change their mood, like, because a lot of things we do, people will really tell us in real life.
I got my boy that called me Grandmaster Truez. He came in humanity one time. He messed with me, and he was crying because he was going through a lot of stuff in his life. And this is a great, tremendous artist. And he calls me Grandmaster Truez, and he bows to me every time he sees me. That doesn't do nothing for me and my ego. It does everything in the opposite, which makes me feel like I got a responsibility. I was in a Black Solidarity meeting, and I expressed a lot of the stuff that I was uncomfortable with and I didn't like. And I was internally and intentfully, if that's even a word, I hope it's a word. If it's a word, that's wild. But like, my intent was to take up for Karen Gordon and what was being said in the meeting. And I'm not going to say what was being said because it was a meeting, but I ultimately end up upsetting her. And I'm just like, this is all face. This is all face. This ain't got nothing to do with no likes or comments. And I talked to her that same night, like we talking, and she's just like, you ain't gotta do it like this. And I'm just like, wow, I feel like I'm doing it right. But I'm not doing it right. And I wasn't doing it right for everyone. You know what I mean? And my face stats, bro, I get horns beeped at me. I get Truez yelling out from cars. I get free drinks. I get free entry. I get a lot of free face card. I get a lot of, tell you what, I'm outside of my crib. This dude rode up on the bicycle now that got the motors on it.
Yeah.
He stopped. I'm getting out of my car. He's just looking at me. And I was like, what's up, bro? He said, man, I'm dressed down in some pinstripe, cotton light pants with this button up on, chest out, owl necklace. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Couple of rings. He's like, he looking at me. He like this. I seen what you've been doing. And I was like, word, I appreciate that, Man, you changing, bro. But I like it. I said, I like it. You can even see how you dressing. And I just kind of looked down at myself like, I am pretty relaxed right now. You know what I mean? And then he was like, yeah, bro, we watching. He's about to crank his shit back up. And I'm just like looking and I'm like, bro, outside my crib.
That's crazy.
Outside my house. The face card is crazy. You know what I mean, though? That changes my life. That was like last week. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then I got people, that'll see me. Man, it's just, I really can't even talk about, the face stats is way better than the internet stats. I'm going to be real honest with you. And it's like, and it's beautiful. And that's the shit that keeps me going, bro. The bartenders knowing my drink, giving me a special glass.
You feeling like Mitch when you walking through the
come on, man.
spot.
Come on, baby. Nigga like me. I love the game. I love the hustle.
That's funny.
That's me to my homies, though.
Yeah.
Like, when my homies come around, I'm like, yeah, you can have it, too. But it's like, it takes a lot of work, though, to get to that point. But I think those people know my intent. And they see me when I'm out. I ain't on no rah-rah shit. I'm chilling. I'm having a drink at the bar. I got my headphones on. Like, I'm writing. You know what I mean? And like, people can see that. And it's like, I'm just being me. But what people see on the internet is almost a form of the platinum and the silver aspect.
Yeah.
Where they see this bing. But it's like, y'all don't know this linear pattern that got right here to this post.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in front of me that'll come up to me and be like, I feel you. But they won't like that post. But they'll say, I feel you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And them people, they won't let go. They'll only view you for what they knew you to be anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You can show a magnificent amount of growth. The first thing came out of their mouth was, I remember when, and that's it. You got a lot of I remember when people, you know what I'm saying?
Now.
Yeah, definitely.
But, Elbow was telling me, she said, first time I heard about you, Truez, was a whole bunch of negative reviews, being around other artists. And she said, I never let it bother me. I wanted to meet you for myself. And we tight as fuck.
That's dope.
I never knew that until now. We've been tight for years. But she telling me like, yo, I met you on some other shit. And people like that is the people that's going to tell the story. Yeah. That's going to be like, yo, I know what they said, but I also know who he is. You know what I mean? That means a lot to me.
I gotta ask you this because I know I want to get some other stuff, but I want to ask you this. I don't want to ask you as if that was to be true, but I want to talk about maybe how it may have looked at whatever point. Almost as if, I'm not saying you had an agenda with the media, but you felt like the media could do a better job when it came to you or just your platform, your art form.
Yeah.
Do you share those same sentiments now? Was it more so for a bigger picture? Were you fighting for something? Because if you look even past, you start out a certain way. You got your beginning, like you said earlier. You got your middle.
Yep.
You got was it something? It just at one point you was like, I'm gonna just fight against the media for a little while.
No, it wasn't a cognitive thought. It was it was more like a PSA. Like, one thing I was hashtagging around that time when I was doing all of that was, who's going to tell the history?
Yeah.
Who's going to document this? Or, it was something like that. It was a hashtag like this. And it wasn't like an attack. It was more like a legitimate question. Who's going to document Mac and Slim's run? You know what I mean? Before anybody starts to forget about them, who's going to document that? Who's going to tell their story? Who's going to accept them to tell their own story? And I was just thinking, like, I have a great story, you know what I mean? In music and in my city, I got so many different things that you can look at for growth points, or he been here, been there. So yeah, a lot of it comes from my own interpretation of myself, but I know the scene also, and I'm involved in other people's stories and all of that. Who's going to tell their stories? Because I'm going to be loud enough to tell my own. I'm going to find a way. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I never wanted to get it twisted. Like, I needed something because I was going to find a way, whether it was going to be me doing it my damn self or me sparking it to somebody call me and I get to do it over here.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of artists aren't going to do what I do, because a lot of artists that I know is from here, from the South, and it's nothing against the South, but the South has a vibe to it, and one of the vibes is Southern hospitality, and one of the vibes of Southern hospitality is that you don't step on other people's toes. And not saying that I want to step on other people's toes, but I don't fully conform to that aspect of thinking. But I do a lot because I was raised here, so it's like I know. So if I step out on a limb, I know, but I'm not doing it to disrespect. It's more like a legitimate question. Who's going to do it? And bro, we look at the timeline. We look at the timeline from the first time that I sat down with you, the first time I sat down with Slim. And then we look after that. I don't got to say no names. I don't got to say nothing else after that. You just look at it. And if you realize, you look at the Urban Pro Weekly write-up and you see what I was saying in there and what we needed. Now look at now. Not saying it came from me, not saying it's because they listen to me. But when I tell you that people listen to me and get inspired in whatever kind of way, whether that's, shit, I'll go up there. Oh, shit, man, shit, I guess it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? And then they might forget. It's like Inception. You might plant a seed in somebody's brain. They don't even know it's their idea. So it's kind of like, I understand all of that aspect of the game. To put me in good graces with God, you got to use it for the right reasons. So anything I've ever said on the internet that felt like complaining or felt like I was pushing, look at what I was pushing for, and then you'll realize, oh, it's not even no malice in it at all. Because I know good karma will come around. And to me, this is like good karma. What I've been through in the last 2 weeks with my shows and shit, good karma. Me staying down, you ain't seen not a peep out of me. Good karma.
I wanna speak on that. Yeah. I didn't see a peep out of you, right? So in media, and I want to make sure this is clear on media, you could not So you can have a platform or disagreement, whether it's public, whatever, right? But we teach it out. We speak. We say, hey, we keep moving, whatever, right? One day I'm driving in North Augusta, Buena Vista, whatever that road is called. I'm driving down. I get a text to my phone. It's from you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a link. Nothing else. We haven't spoke for I don't know how. I don't know when the last time we had spoke. Well, I know when the last time we spoke, but
probably
for
a full year. Prior.
Yeah, it was like December because something happened. Whatever that crap was. So I'm like, I press play. I'm in a car. I'm driving, listening to it. That's why I text you so fast. I'm in the car driving. You got me. God did over the Truez did.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I'm listening. I'm like, I'm smiling a little bit. I'm like, okay. Because, instantly you like, I ain't heard from this nigga in I don't know how long. What we got going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, So I think about the last time you had a conversation. I hit play. I'm in the whip. I start playing it. Instantly loved it. I'm like, all right, let me run it back real quick. So I'm texting you lyrics from it. I'm like, yo. And I've always done that. Because years ago, you sent me something. I always text you lyrics. You could do two things. You could tell a nigga, you could send it and say fire emoji. Like you listen to it, it's hot.
Yeah.
Or you could say, look, I like this part. I like this part, So I'm sending them, and I'm like,
how you can tell somebody listen to it is where they put what line. If it's a beginning line, it's like it don't hold up.
No, I need that build up. I said more. I'm like, yo, you going in, right? I told myself that day, I said, I'm recording. I got to record tonight and play it. I ain't gonna hold you, right? I recorded it. I played it. Did my thing loud. Played in the beginning. I'm not a hater. I felt like that thinking out loud. I got more reviews off the song and text off the song than the damn message afterwards. I'm like, did y'all listen to it after 10 minutes? Because I spoke for like 25 minutes after that. Nobody said about that, but they told me about this damn song.
Yeah.
I even had a woman text me like, oh my God, that guy got Truez can rap. Now, they remember from the last interview and all the stuff that happened with that. And they were like, so ain't the time what their mindset is of whether I was wrong or whether I asked the wrong questions or, whatever the demeanor was.
Yeah.
They think was, that nigga can rap.
Yeah.
That nigga can rap. I'm like, I told y'all that. I never said he couldn't rap.
Yeah.
Just say he won't rap too tight now. But I say that to say, what two things that I have to ask with that, because it made me feel great that you sent it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I text other people. I said, did Truez send y'all something?
Yeah, you had to make sure.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. So two things. This is a twofold question. Because when we spoke after the music, we talked about doing the episode, right?
Yeah.
What's in your mindset that made you feel like this was the right platform to do your next interview with? For one, with all you had coming up, because I didn't know what you had coming up.
Yeah.
You texted me that and we spoke about it, almost like, hey, in a couple of weeks, I want to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I bet. I don't know what you got going on. Then you've been on fire every week since then, just dropping. And then the song, what made you even send it to me versus another media outlet who would have played it right then and there or just gave you feedback right then and there? I know you didn't think I was going to do the thing out loud, but you still sent it to me. So I wonder, like, what's the mindset behind that?
Man, it's not a hard answer. So my pause is not it being hard. It's like where I want to start. But I will say this about you. In that aspect, I know, once again, going back where we from, I know you're going to listen differently. Also, I know that you pay attention to me differently. So me sending a record just to you, I know it's going to get heard. And I know either we going to have a conversation about it, had nothing to do with an interview. It was just more like, I know he just going to feel it, right?
Yeah.
I know it's an act of growth in that song too, like just like those bars. And when I heard it, I was like, this is my spirit talking. I'm going somewhere else. I just know I'm going there. That's why I said I wanted to meet you down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to go somewhere else, but I knew you were going to see me differently in that process. I see what everybody else is doing. I see what they choosing to put their focus on, and I know who putting their focus on what. And I know when it comes to a song like that, which I still haven't released because there is no platform that will ever give me that reception. You know what I mean? But I know it's almost like that one fan thing. If you got one fan, you know, they try to say that, but it's not like I'm making you a fan. But it's like I just need one ear. I need one ear, one set of ears on this particular record because I want that person to understand me. You know what I mean? And I knew you were capable of understanding me, even from our interviews, whether I was satisfied with it or dissatisfied with it. I understand watching that interview that you're saying, hey, man, I don't feel like this. Hey, man, I see you like this. I hear everything that you're saying, whether I was not happy about this or that.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I do hear that positive side of you. So when me sending that record, I'm like, I'm really telling you, like, yo, like, also, like, watch what's about to happen. Cause I'm about to back up these lyrics too, as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't about to just send this to you to be like, hey, I'm dope, right?
It's not one and done.
It's not a one and done. It's like that record is a spark that didn't even come out. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. But I knew what that record was. But I couldn't send that to nobody else, bro. You know what I mean? You were the only one in pole position for that record. You know what I mean? There was something else that you said when you was asking that question.
About the interview, like what made you want to do this platform?
Yeah,
I mean, you true, you who you are.
Yeah.
Regardless of what, like you are a staple. When I said legend beginning, I'm not saying to be funny. I'm not saying it just to say it. People say things, I mean it. Like you're gonna talk about certain aspects of the culture here without mentioning certain people.
Yeah. Because one, it's more than the Masters.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And I can get behind that title too as well. Like sometimes the extra brands are the titles that have to define you too. You know what I mean? Like Pixar got great movies, but they under Disney. Disney is very well defined for their movies.
Right.
So Pixar can get their shit off. If Pixar was a separate company, would they be as big? Not sure. So like, the brands that kind of represent the brand is also very important. And I'm very aware of that. You deserve that to hear that record. I deserve to send that record to you to show you something with my artistry that's in the gray area.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things. I could have sent you fucking anything. I could have sent you 10 things. I could have sent you a whole project. But that's not where I was going. It wasn't like, let me make Maine a fan. It was like, nah, let me let Maine see this because I'm about to show people something also. But only he's going to really know.
Yeah.
Only he's going to know. So even to the people watching that seen me in the last few weeks, only you knew that I had something planned.
Yeah. It's not surprising to me at all.
It's not. You know what I mean? But to everybody else, it's like, damn.
Where he been at?
Look at how he did that. I wasn't even selling nothing to nobody this past couple of weeks, my dude.
Nope.
It's not about selling.
Not a lot of promo. You just was doing.
Come on, man.
You were just doing.
Just working, bro.
Most time when you posting something, it happened already.
Yo.
This was dope tonight.
Yo.
By the way, on a tangent, I have to say this because I don't want to forget. I don't know who took the picture. That picture of your mom in the front.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I know you got the Thriller. I know you got the back. You got the Michael Jackson. The cover. That picture, it gotta be used at some point, somehow, some way. That picture is amazing. And I'm not even saying that. I mean, I got a love for moms anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know you have a love for your mom.
Yeah, man.
I'm not an artist. I never perform. This is my performance right here. I don't perform like that, right? But I can imagine me doing a live show and I'm really, killing it with the topics or whatever, interviews, whatever. I'm rocking the crowd to see your mom front row is like, I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
That picture, it give me a glimpse, but like I said, some things are indescribable.
Yeah.
But that's a dope picture.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her, man. Like, I told this story on the Arts of the Heart stage on Sunday in front of all those people. I said, this is wild because when I was in 5th grade and I went to Stone Mountain Elementary School, I woke up one morning, I put my black slacks on, I put my white button up on, I put my clip-on tie on. I walked all the way to the school and I graduated by myself. Moms was at work. Nobody clapped for me when I walked across the stage. I'm not even, I'm not going to say it like I was cognitive of all this stuff. This is all in recollection.
Yeah.
Walked across the stage. I had my baby pictures with me. For some odd reason, I took my baby pictures with me out the house. And I got back home, took my tie off, wrapped my tie up on the baby pictures and stuck it behind the leasing office bushes and started playing. Later, somebody took those pictures. Don't know where they went. I probably should have asked the leasing office. Probably it was them. But my mom came home and I was like, Ma, I graduated. She said, what? You what? And I was like, I graduated. And she cried. I didn't even know why she was crying. And she couldn't make the graduation because she was working. I didn't know the magnitude of what I was doing. I just knew I had to be at the school at a certain time. And it's like crazy that I did that for myself. That says a lot about who I am, you know what I mean, as a person. So when I see her in that picture's not playing, obviously, you know what I mean? That's all heat of the moment shit. She came up for one and was like getting joint, you know what I mean? And then like she tried to dip off or whatever before I started talking about the fact that she's here. But it's like seeing that woman look at me on stage while people are here to see me perform. And I'm singing. I got the band. I'm a big Temptations fan.
Me too. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I just played Temptations I swear to God, last night on my thing out loud.
What you was playing?
I played Can't Get Next to You, Beauty's Only Skin Deep, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Papa Was Rolling Stone. Yeah.
You gotta play the joints like You're My Everything with David.
You're My Everything. I'm Gonna Make You Love Me with the Supremes. That's cut. I'm already knowing, bro. Come on, I tighten up now.
I gotta get you up.
I'm already knowing now.
All right. Quick 2 stories. Wrap this aspect up. When I was in Atlanta, same time period, my mom had this old ass boyfriend. He was about 66 at the time. When we used to go back and forth from here in Atlanta or whatever, I see my grandparents and stuff. He used to play Temptations, all the old school joints. So when my mom wasn't home, I had the vacuum cleaner was like the mic stand.
Yeah.
And I used to sing on the joint. I played a movie. I watched the movie, and every time a singing part came up, I just choose which one I wanted to be that time. I tell my mom, I say, Mom, I need you to print out some Temptation lyrics. My mom don't ask me no fucking questions. She just be like, all right.
Talk about time stamping, but go ahead.
Right, you know? And which is still light years away from when they were actually making music, I know, right? Too. Like, that's the even crazier part. This is all in 2001, 2. She comes home with the lyrics. I say, thank you. Next morning, I get all my friends in the neighborhood. We go underneath the gazebo in Stone Mountain West, and I pass out the lyrics. And I said, today we going to sing Temptations. None of these niggas know who Temptations is.
That's crazy.
And they asking me, I'm like, no, y'all know that song, My Girl? We'll start there. I'm singing, I'm doing this dance step. They like, I remember they was like, why we doing this? I said, y'all got a better idea? You know what I mean? Like just being completely 100, like 1,000, like
it's
bro.
The Temptation, bro. We doing this.
Come on, we doing this, dog. Like we ain't got nothing else to do. We gonna play tag again. I got the best hiding spot. We gonna do this again. Y'all not even tagging me. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want to play really. And it's like just going back full circle. My mom being in front row. That was her son. The same son. That was when I was in 5th grade, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 4 years later. The motherfucker's starting to rap and she buy me the printing paper to print out my CDs. Yo, she's there like that. But she's not my number one fan. She's not the one that says, I heard this song. I heard that song. She's the one that's like, she might hear something and be like, I think you should start to light up a bit. You're too aggressive. Just light up. Just have some fun. So then I do Flight 323. And then it's like, I get to this day, that motherfucker get 1,000 streams every year, and it's been since 2020.
Yeah.
1,000 streams every year. I don't release how many projects since
Since
then.
then, yeah.
And it's like, that was my mom telling me to lighten up and have some fun. My mom is everything to me. She is the only person that has taught me how to be compassionate and cautious and understanding the world and understanding that everybody ain't out for the best things, and understand that everybody, those same people that's not out for the best things, is the same people that got something going on with them in their personal life. So be kind to them. So her being front row to do like that and see her son is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's like she couldn't make the Arts and the Hearts one because it had rained that day. But I said, Mom, it's all good. You made that one. That was the most important. I got a chance to show an intimate crowd who, like, tell them who you are.
Yeah.
The big crowd was cool, but it's like, nah, you good, Ma. Like, it's just her just being a rider for me, man.
What do you prefer? Because I seen you do an array of different shows. I seen you do big crowds, like Arts and Hearts. But I also seen you do, I don't like saying small, but more tight-knit crowds. Intimate crowds, if you will, where everybody watching probably can come and touch you if they wanted to.
Right.
What you prefer more and why? Which setting, rather? You looked comfortable up there in that big stage. I'm gonna tell you. I watched it. You looked comfortable up there. Man, you had the button up. Hey, you was looking like
strange.
I didn't know if you were doing jazz or rap at first.
Yeah. We gotta expound on that too. Like before this interview.
Yeah, no, definitely
Gotta expound on that. But like, I don't know the answer to that question, because that big stage, and at that time, I'm seeing people from the sides come in, people from the back walk forward, people from the balcony. Like, it was just like, you get a chance to see something different than an intimate crowd. Sometimes the intimate crowd feel like they gotta be paying attention. None of them motherfuckers out there had no business paying attention.
They can go about their business they want to.
They can go about their business, bro. It's food out there. It's everything out there. It's drinks out there. I'm seeing everybody in the VIP tent. They all got their heads turned. You know what I mean? They got their heads turned to the back to watch me perform, because I'm supposed to be the hip hop segment, but my music is so universal that, like you said, you don't know if I'm doing jazz or this or that or this. And trust and believe, I wasn't rapping the whole entire time. So it's like, and I got the band with me. I got Stable with me. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, it was very surreal. If you notice, at the Humanity Tree show, I had all black on.
Yeah.
And then for that show, I had all white. And if you remember, the dark mode and the light mode, that was a year ago. It's just like, I can't really even talk about the aspect of the show, only because I think it was a thing that had been worked on for the last couple of years that just came into fruition then. Because after I did Arts and the Hearts that first time, I said, I'm not doing it again unless I have a band. I didn't know if I was ever going to do it again. And
what made you say that, though? Like, what was it about the performance?
I'm tired of the DJ rapper shit. Like, bro, I'm big. I'm a better artist than that. I'm not even gonna say bigger. I'm a better artist than somebody turning on a song and me rapping. I got songs when I'm singing. I got rock and roll songs. You know what I mean? How can you bring that to the people with the track? So, like, even with the band, I text the guitarist Seth. He played the electric guitar. I text him this song called Confusion. It's a rock and roll song from the Nirvana album. And he texted me back immediately and said, heard it, learned it. I said, oh shit, bet. I just texted to him. I just recently, this past Saturday, did the Fall for Washington Festival in Washington, Georgia. So we did another festival.
Yeah.
We riding back home. KJ, the pianist, great guy. Love him to death too. Love everything about him. He said, so what about that rock song? I said, oh, you know about the rock song? Yeah, Seth let us hear it. Would you be interested in doing that? I said, bro, don't fuck my life up. In the best way possible. Do not fuck my life up. You're gonna fuck me all the way up. Because if you ever put me on a stage where I can do a rock song of mine, it's over. Now you can see the full artistry of what I've been screaming and trying to bring out.
Right.
Because it just doesn't work with just the fucking DJ and the microphone and me sharing the album. It just don't work. And they like brought that to life for everybody to see. It's like finally, whether they came to any of those shows, finally they were just able to see the version of myself that I've always saw.
I know you said the last time you did the Arts and Hearts, you said that, and you was like, okay, I'm not gonna perform unless I got a band.
Yeah.
And now that you perform with a band, and me even hearing how it sounds, I can see that sonically it's just beautiful.
Yeah,
sonically.
yeah, it's different.
Now, when it comes to you though, did you would it be accurate to say you changed your sound, or did you grow into a sound? Because like I said, I know you rap. I watch, like you said, I watch in detail.
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember the first time you posted, you was in a church. When I saw it, you was in a church. Something. I'm like, this nigga singing. This nigga singing.
Yeah.
I put the volume. I'm at work, so I put the volume. I said, oh,
Yeah.
this nigga singing now.
Yeah.
Tell me about that process to take yourself out of that rapper box. Which I really said that word talking to you because I was an artist even before you started singing. I feel like even your social media could be looked at as art. You're doing something. You're painting some kind of picture, right? But talk about that transition from stepping out of that box of a rapper to being a artist and what an artist versus rapper really is.
Yeah. So 2010, 2011, I did this song called Divorce Papers. It was a rock and roll song. And it's like, met her at a nightclub, got a nice rub. It's like shit like that, real distorted. Divorce Papers. And then it's like this song called Fake Love in 2011. It's all when I'm 19. Fake bitches, I love that around me. I don't know how it feels to be loved. But grungy, rock and roll, live instrumentation. I've been that nigga my whole entire life. I've been in a rapper box because there's rules. You know, there's rules to expounding your sound. You lose people. There's rules to showing people the full scope of your artistry. Everybody ain't gonna feel it. You might not get the streams. You might not get the shares. Where I am, do people want to hear that? That's the boxes that I'm always in. When I coached those kids last year in basketball, I coached those kids and those kids love me to death, right? They parents love me to death. They gave me gift cards for Nike. They gave me gift cards for Outback Steakhouse. Don't know what I'll get from there. Still haven't used it. They gave me gift cards for Soleil. They gave me a pack of Reese's because they heard that I like Reese's. I wrote those kids in the journal. I gave them all their own journals. And I wrote a page. The first page is what my writings for them and who I see them to be. Gave those kids that one of our last practices. We went to the semifinals. I had the kids that was picked last. I had the kids that nobody wanted to coach. That's how I ended up coaching. We went to the semifinals. When it gets the best team, lost by 1 point. On some bullshit. But we lost by 1 point. But I loved it. I told them that was the most beautiful loss that I've ever seen. After I did that, I was like, yo, how are these parents gonna ever play my music to these kids wholeheartedly and be riding down to wherever they're going, whether they're going to school, whether they're going home, whether they're going to church? How are they going to play my music? I had to do Nirvana. I gave them something that I can do already that I've done, when I was 19, but I gave it to them and I focused it. No cursing, no rap, just vibes. Put that out there. Now, if they say, let's listen to Coach T's music, bingo, perfect.
Kid friendly.
Perfect. Hit it on the nose. After that, I'm on the news. They talk about my music on the news.
Fox 54, I seen
Fox
that.
54. So if they're going to listen to my music after the Fox 54 interview, what are they going to hear? Nirvana. I guess I say all of that to say it's not new to me. It's the only thing new is being able to actually do it. I've been singing with the vacuum cleaner. I've been wanting to be that. I wanted to be Eddie Kendricks and Paul and fucking David Ruffin. I wanted to be them, you know? And I didn't know I would be a rapper. And then when I became a rapper, it was like some form of what I wanted to do. I became really great at it. But now it's like, bro, I'm sitting here and before I have kids and before I hang it up, I got to do everything that I wanted to do.
It seemed as if rap was like the conduit to you. Rap was your conduit to artistry. Like you use rap. You've been an artist. You just use that. I'm good at this, you know. But hey, now let me show you I'm good at something else as well.
I ask you a question. What is your God-given gift?
My God-given gift? Ooh. I can paint pictures pretty well with questions and answers.
Ask me.
What's your God-given gift?
Speech. Which means music is only a byproduct.
It's kind of the same thing then. I could say speech, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
That's why I asked you. You know what I mean? Because podcast, you can't sit up there and be like, God wanted me to podcast. Nah, God don't give a fuck about no goddamn podcast.
When did you use your voice? Yeah.
And that's all I've been doing. So when I be on my rant shit, using my voice. When I'm linking with artists, using my voice. When I'm doing an open mic, using my voice. When I'm on stage doing my shit, I'm using my voice. My God-given gift is just speech, bro. And now that I'm older, I'm just utilizing my God-given gift outside of my byproduct of my gift.
Right. Well, I'm glad you said that. I want to ask you another question. It's on a tangent, but because you mentioned open mics.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of people in different fields, comedians, spoken word, whatever, right? Talk about the importance of utilizing open mics versus looking at it as if it's just something beneath you.
Yeah.
Mind you, you just did Austin Hart, did a festival. I'm not saying you don't have to do open mic because those are very, very important in perfecting your craft. But talk about looking at open mics as something that you need to do versus looking at it as something somebody else needs you to do.
Everybody has to do an open mic. I don't care who you are and how you carry about things. I'm not saying doing it forever. I'm not saying do it all the time. You got to do an open mic. Open mic vibes is totally different. My open mics are completely different. If you notice, I like to have features for my open mic.
Yep.
A lot of those features are still newbies. A lot of those features are vets. But I need the people in the crowd, the artist that's coming to me and saying that I want to hop on, I need them to see the ladder. The most important thing is the ladder. So now I'm about to fuck you up. Did the show at Humanity on Saturday. And then that next Sunday, I was on the big stage. Ladder.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. It's the ladder. You do an open mic at Humanity, it's not my job to make sure you do more shows. It's your job to make sure that doesn't go in vain and use it as the ladder. Whatever way you're looking at, if you think Humanity is beneath you, well, the moment you fall flat on your face, that's where you're going to be because you think it's beneath you. So now you got to climb up. If you think Humanity is up there, well, then you climb up there, you get there, and then you realize that there's more to go. I use my open mics as a direct mirror to how the industry should feel, which is, oh, coming to the stage, it's my man, it's Red from Vault Life. He just started rapping a couple of years ago. Fire. I'm just me doing all of that. Boom. He has his performance. It's not going to be his best performance because he just started. Not going to be his best performance. But that now serves as his ladder. Now he's going to look back at the footage that his girl got or his homies got, all of that. And he's going to be like, I need to do that better, need to do that better. And he might make the phone call and be like, yo, let's do this again.
Talk about humanity to the community, though. Like outside of the, I mean, you can use the open words and stuff, but like just humanity as a staple in the community.
So like I said, on Arts in the Hearts, I made sure that dude tapped me and said, yo, you got 3 minutes. I was off stage. I was letting the band rock. The band was rocking. I said, you know. And then I'm waiting and I'm like, damn, do I interrupt them? And then he tapped me and said, you got 2 minutes. So I said, yo, go into Flower Child. And I went up there. Sean rapped her verse on Flower Child. I didn't even rap mines. I went straight into thanking people. Brother B's right there. Thank you to Brother B and Humanity Tree, first and foremost, for where I am right now. The longest running vegan establishment in the CSRA, maybe in history. I think in history, because I don't think it was no vegan restaurant 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, it's going on 9th year, bro.
That's great, man.
That's insane. There's going to be a lot of artists that say they performed here. You know, that's going back to the artistry aspect. There's people that throw shows here. My girl Christine just had her herbal healing, almost like a seminar, but I don't want to butcher it. She's probably going to be like, oh my God, you butchering it. But like she had that here yesterday. Bro, a lot of people is getting off the ground right here. There's nowhere else that you can get off the ground. You know what I mean?
Spit. She do Side Jules do dope spit. She was doing it here too.
And this is no disrespect. Right.
Back at the other humanity.
Yeah. And that was before I was here at that time. So
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And
now
so like,
bro, icons and stuff. But yeah, you got the ladder you talk about.
The ladder. And my only job is to keep the ladder going. But see, I'm at a certain point in my artistry where I can galvanize a little differently. And it's like, bro, you see what I'm doing, right? See what I ain't afraid to perform here. Yo, perform here. Got my homeboy, JD. When you done your project, bro, I'm putting you on stage. First Friday, feature artist. You're going to rap your shit. Because you got to have that ladder.
Not to stop you. How can somebody, because you do this on a regular. It's not just, you're frequently throwing these.
Yeah.
Open mics.
Yeah.
How can somebody be a part of that if they wanted to be a part of that? Or is it just you just pick them? You just pick and guess.
I pick features. Don't get me wrong. I definitely pick the features, but I don't pick anybody else that want to come up. You can either come, and I would prefer a flash drive if you don't hit me up. If you don't hit me up, bring a flash drive. If you hit me up, just send the music. I have it already queued.
How often you do this?
Every first Friday.
Every first Friday.
Which is a crazy feat of its own because to throw an open mic for 2 years consistently on the most busiest day downtown where we do not sell alcohol and everybody could be somewhere getting bent in some kind of way, shape, or form, and they are here watching talent.
Got to ask you a question. I'm not trying to throw extra stuff in there.
Yeah.
First Friday, it's cool. How hectic is it throwing these events? I'm asking that because could you do it more frequently than just first Friday?
No, I can't. You asked something like that similar last time.
Yeah.
And no, I cannot do that because it doesn't fall on me. It falls on the artist. And I don't think people are that consistent.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that's no knock to...
Because that's too much then. Yeah,
that's too much, you know what I mean?
Got you.
And then it's already a lot on me for monthly trying to find people who are wanting to get their talents out there. Like, it's hard, you know?
How hard is it to be on that side of it, though? Because you naturally, by nature, artistry, that's your thing.
Yeah.
even though you can still tap into your artistry bag when you do open mic.
Yeah.
Now you're serving as a organizer. You're serving as a, you putting an event together, event planner, if you will, right? Management kind of style, if you will, because sometimes you gotta manage so many people because they don't have nothing going on. How hard is that? That's a different outlook, different conversation you have with somebody.
Yeah. It's easy for me. I ain't gonna lie. The conversations are easy. At heart, I'm the guy that passed out the papers and said we gonna sing Temptation. At heart, I'm the guy that took the kids in Stone Mountain West when we ain't had nothing to do, and we went to the woods and played a war game from Vietnam. I made wrestling belts out of paper and cardboard for everybody that didn't even watch wrestling. I'm teaching them how to wrestle.
And here's your belt.
And here's your belt. You can beat me and get the belt. And I go home feeling as the most satisfied motherfucker on the earth. So to me, it's easy to be on that side more than it is to be in front of the camera because I'm opening myself up for ridicule. If people really knew my heart, I'd be the most loved person around here. But because I'm in front of the camera, it opens yourself up for that both judgment, that good and bad judgment. So it's not hard to be in that space. It's just difficult to tell people what I feel like they should do. And if they're not consistent, it's harder for me to find them.
I'm glad you said that because off camera we spoke about something like that aspect. Like you can say something, you being true, right?
Yeah.
And somebody can say the same thing. For some reason, somebody else saying it, a certain person or a certain artist may take it one way, but then when you say it, they feel slighted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because y'all both are artists.
No.
If because they look up maybe to you or inspired. Let me say not look up because people even that word people get mad. I don't look up that.
Let's use the I word.
Inspired. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start being like them. Using certain words for certain things, right? You know what the word means, you know?
Yeah.
Inspired.
Yeah.
And it's even even you look at the idol, they say don't meet your idol. Sometimes you look at somebody, you're inspired, you meet them, and like because they didn't give you this energy you've been thinking they supposed to give you.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight could still be the energy you need, but that's another story.
Yeah, yeah.
They take it a certain way. So I was saying, like, even when you go online and you say certain things, it's not that you're wrong saying it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just that you said it.
Yeah.
You know? Certain people can say certain things and it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when other people say it,
yeah,
you arrogant.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a-hole.
And, you know, that comes with success. That's how I know I'm successful. I might not be driving a Lamborghini. That's how I know I'm successful. Because when you have a certain level of success, people expect. I had this one artist, I'm not going to say his name because he pissed me all the way off. It's like a year and some change ago. I ain't seen him since. I ain't seen him do no music since and all of that stuff. And we was vibing. He had this character that he liked to do when he performed. I said, yo, bring it to the open mic first Friday or whatever, right? He here. I'm like, yo, we gonna start soon. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm waiting till people come in and, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm wearing the other hat. You know what I mean? Like,
got you.
Yo, yeah, we gonna wait. You be good. Yo, just chill in the back or chilling in the back. If you don't want nobody to see you in that outfit, just chill in the back. He don't go chill in the back. All right. This nigga come up to me before the show start and say, no, he left. And I'm calling him on stage and he ain't showing up. So then I see him randomly walking downtown and he says, Truez, I'm gonna be honest, Truez, you did me dirty, bro. And I was like, how I do you dirty? He said, bro, you had me waiting around and you ain't even call my name. I said, bro, I was trying to get people in there. Well, what do you mean I did you dirty? Bro, that wasn't cool. You told me to bring the outfit. I'm like, yeah, I told you to bring the outfit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. You left because you felt some kind of way in the outfit, maybe, but I'm trying to get people in there for you. And it's like, bro, I ain't seen this dude since. And we was vibing, bro. He was on my mixtape, all of that kind of stuff. Like I was on his album, all of that as an artist.
Yeah.
And then the moment I put the other hat on, and I'm like, yeah, just chill. You know, I'm down. Like, yo, go in the back, go in the back. Now it's like you did me dirty. I didn't do you dirty, bro. I'm trying to make sure people are here to see you perform.
I think situation like that, to me, it always be about perspective and emotion.
Yeah.
I have to add the emotion part because in real time, your emotion can block you seeing another perspective.
Yeah.
We having a conversation right now. We talking past tense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, emotions involved.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, so it's like, you know. I say that because being media, I'm gonna just be honest, being media, I've been meaning to have a conversation, but I don't want to go too deep into it. You know how media work. One thing I say about you, anytime I interviewed you, we talked afterwards for a little bit, but then we went about our business, right? And sometimes media, you do an interview, right? Afterwards, people talk more. And they say things they probably wouldn't say on an interview.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's probably my least favorite part about podcasting.
I know. I feel that.
Because I'm going to people's business, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes podcasts would be like, hey man, what you think about this when the camera go off, and then you be
like, you know what I mean? I'm setting up. I'm getting.
Yeah.
You seen that already? I'm setting up. I'm out of here. I ain't even talking no more. I'm editing right then and there.
Yeah.
But I say that to say the story you just said. I've heard it before.
You heard that story?
Yeah. So
nice, great.
The story sounds similar.
Yeah.
All perspective.
Yep.
When one person telling a story, it makes sense on their end. When you told a story, it makes sense on your end. I think situations like that are a mixture of perspective and emotion. I think in real time, he might have felt a way.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fine. But just like when you wear multiple hats, it's like you go to McDonald's. Like, you might want to curse the man job, but hell, if they short staff, they short staff.
I got this thing that I say. You know how niggas like to kill niggas, right?
Definitely.
Niggas like to shoot niggas. If you ever seen a nigga sleep at night, you wouldn't want to kill him. You know why?
Why is that?
Niggas sleep weird.
That's true. Yeah.
Would you want to kill your worst enemy if you saw him and the way he sleep, and if it was like curled up like this?
Yeah.
Bruh, you see, you know what I mean? Like it's perspective though. Like you only see your enemy when you see your enemy.
Right.
Or only know what you've experienced from him, but you don't know anything else. Why would you think I'm trying to embarrass you?
But I feel like
when we're cool,
it goes back to what we were saying about when you going through something and somebody's going through something. Not saying that was the situation there, but and then we don't think about the fact that two people can be going through two different things at one time.
Oh yeah.
So ain't no telling. We might talk about the outfit and the time waiting and trying to fill a thing up. In your mind, you trying to fill a crowd up. You like, it was first Friday, where you at? You're not down here, blah, blah. You kind of nervous, like it's gonna be a good event, blah, blah.
Yep.
You thinking multiple things. That person, he probably thinking like, yeah, I brought my friends. I get it. A conversation could be had, could be done. You know what I'm saying? And it's that deep. But a lot of times, ego, pride, you know, we men, so it happens. And then sometimes you fall into this thing of you have one experience and you feel like everything you've heard or every bad experience my person had with that person, now y'all like together. Yeah. So then it hinders you from ever rebuilding that relationship because it's probably a person that has a real issue with you and y'all probably respect each other, but y'all don't speak. But because somebody done linked up off of anti-truths,
now y'all building.
The other person that got a small issue can't even fix that because I'm rocking with.
It's too late now.
It's too small to the city to be doing stuff like that. So that's my take on stuff like that. But you know, to each his own. I feel like everybody handle their issues their own way. That's why I handle mine the way I handle my life. I feel like I'm a podcaster. I'm gonna talk. That's it. And then we'll go from there. Right? I'm just talking.
Like Stephen A. Smith said, he said if I was wrong publicly and I said something, then I must say it publicly. If I was, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna clear it up publicly. But that's from somebody who has to use their voice all the time on the camera. You know what I mean? And it's like, that was early in my open mic days too, by the way. So
yeah, you said 2 years, so that had been a little while ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years. That was probably like the first year, man.
But a good lesson for you too.
Great lesson for me. You know what I mean? To be more communicative to the artist.
It'd be a lot of wins and losses. or wins and what people perceive as losses.
Yes. And that dude, like I said, I like this dude, man. Like, it's very unfortunate because I'm like, bro, I like this dude. And I couldn't believe that he thought that I would really put him on an island like that. You know what I mean?
I want to clap it up for you though, for real, because you spoke about it, you talked about it, and without having to take away from somebody's talent. A lot of times we can't do that. We speak about you, we gotta downgrade everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Not one time that you do that.
Nah, man.
You just said what it was. You didn't even say if you was wrong or right. You just said what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Take whatever you will.
Yeah.
Growth. I like that.
Thank you. Because that is where my growth is right now. My growth is understanding. Understanding don't mean right or wrong. And I'm a Libra. So I'm balanced. I'm justice. But I know that in this world there's a lot of gray area.
I think that's why also I sometimes I've always been critical, like just speaking when it comes to, because I'm a Libra as well. I be like, I don't see why he did that. You know how we are. We just
judgy. We
like,
just judgy a little bit.
Judgmental.
Yeah.
I know we say we not, but
yeah. No, it's judgy.
we definitely some
but see, it don't
creatures.
fuck us up when we in front of the person.
Right.
That's what a lot of people don't know. So if people next to us and they hear us judging, they think we don't like somebody.
Yeah.
But we might just be like, nah, I don't know why like you said, I don't know why he did that. I don't know. And then you be like, oh yeah, I was just out to eat with such and such. I thought you didn't like him. I ain't say I ain't like him.
And that's why I like the fact that, like, even when you send the music and I did the thing, I felt like it was so much like, maybe it's on Cook's podcast, I'll say something, I'm thinking out loud, this, that, and third. But then I come back and be like, yo, new record by Truez, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of them things where it's like, it's not no malice there. It's just people speaking and handling how they handle it. But like I said, I've seen you out. Like, and people that I might have talked about on a camera, I ain't never seen again. I don't plan on seeing, but if I did, I'm gonna give him a 5. I don't care, but I just know on air and it's not gonna be that great. But for me, I never felt like, or feel like it's an issue. It's just we gotta hold each other accountable sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not somebody receive it well or not, just knowing you did your due diligence, knowing you did your justice. I want the same for you. I want the same for somebody else. Like, man, that was some bullshit.
I mean, even with that incident, and not to we ain't even gotta go in on this or whatever, but like even an incident with Josh, you know what I mean? It's just about accountability. You know what I mean? Like, where it was like, if you say things, it's like, it's just accountable. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, it's no reason for me to be mad. Like, I'm good in life. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I'm not mad. It's just like, come on. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, it's like one of those moments.
Like I always say, I feel like you use your instruments and what God has gifted you to communicate. Because God gave some people fighting hands.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's why Mike Tyson
instead of
been struggling his whole life.
There you go.
He
man.
was given another gift.
Now he's learning to speak and do other things. So that's dope. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have no problem with nobody in the city. I'm always gonna be vocal about, and I'm doing that, But it gotta be twofold. I can't have a episode where I'm saying, man, I think True is wrong for this. And then somebody saying somebody, I don't address it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now you nitpicking.
Yep.
No, everybody cooks. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna say it might be good, might be bad, whatever. But we going to have a good time and talk about it. As long as don't
Cook's
go
a wild boy, so I ain't going to ever comment on anything he said.
Nah, Cooks is wild, man.
He a Libra too, bro.
Yeah, I know. We all different. We all different. See, even that, you wild now. See, you gonna see that clip? He gonna be on your ass.
He know. I think our birthday on the same day, bro. That nigga different, but he know he different, and but it's like, it's nothing that I'm be like, yo, Cook, I don't know if you should have said it. I ain't even.
I do think the live that y'all did, like, I know, of course, I was blindsided about other stuff, but I was more like, what? But when I watched it, only thing I had an issue with on that was, like, not personally, just with the issue was, I hate going live. I hate. Then you having a conversation right now, right? Dope conversation. I ain't know how long it's gonna be. I ain't gonna that 90, but I said I'm gonna keep going till I feel like it's not right no more. Yeah. But imagine if we had 10, 5, 7 people watching, chiming in, asking questions.
Yeah.
We talking about something real elevating. They say, well, why he said this?
Yeah.
Like, cause then, then people were saying funny stuff. People that probably wouldn't say it to you. Not saying they're scared, just that they wouldn't say it to you.
Facts.
You saying stuff. oh, he does it. Like that's corny. I never want to put somebody in that position. I try to make them comfortable as possible.
That's fact.
Even if you're not satisfied with the interview afterwards, you're still comfortable there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ridicule you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's funny. What's funny about that? A part of that live. I don't know if you know Mike Gibson. You know Mike Gibson?
Yeah, Mike.
I
watched the whole thing. I watched it.
Right. So we went to high school together. Mike was ahead of me when I first started rapping. And this is my 2005 project and all of that stuff. People started hearing that I rap.
You mean y'all went to junior high school together?
No, Josie.
Are you in the Josie?
I went to
West Side.
Oh, yeah, I graduated from West Side.
Okay.
I went to Josie 1 year. I went to Murphy and then went into Josie and left. So when I was there, I remember we was in math class and he kept trying to make me rap. And I wasn't trying to do it. And then it was like almost PTSD to see it on the live. Like, Mike, yo, I've been like in my mind, I'm like, Mike, I've been rapping for all these years, bro. Like, we see each other, we know each other. Why are you on the live telling me to rap? You know what I mean? And then like just keeping it gangster. And
but you was mad that day. That was funny because you were pissed about that. Like
I was pissed about something totally different.
Your energy just changed like that.
Yeah, no, that I don't like show monkey shit. Like I don't like rap. I'm not. That's
I got you.
I'm not a rappity rap nigga. Like that's just me. And I'm an artist. I do other things outside of just like So then it did it. Like sometimes that shit don't really make sense to me. So but like I was mad at something else, which is why they told me to come over there. But I was at Limelight.
Funny, ain't it?
It's funny.
Are you mad? Hey, pull up.
Right. I was drinking. I was at Limelight. Had a couple. I was like, shit, I'll pull up. Shit.
That's the wrong time to get a nigga to pull up.
Yeah, bro. And then I had some more drinks when I was there. Probably hit the blunt. And then like all of that stuff is going down in the live, and I'm just like, all I see is show monkey shit, like rap or where's this music? And I'm like, the stuff that I be speaking on is far deeper than music. I don't even know if we was even really talking about music per se.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, bro, I'm not, what is that going to do for all y'all? And this has nothing to do with Mike. This is just like people in general. What is me rapping going to do for y'all? I'm not interested in making a new fan that way. That's really not where I plan on making, because if you become a fan of me freestyling, you're going to want me to freestyle and want me to rap a certain type of way every time you see me. Nah, I'd rather you listen to a project. Go listen, like the music's out there. If I was
put
Mike,
a full project out so y'all can receive music the way I want you to receive it. I'm not giving you 16 bars.
If I was Mike, I would be like, I know this nigga. I'm gonna put one of his songs in the chat, whether I heard it or not. Just something like that, or just something like Truez been doing his thing for a minute, whether you listen or not.
Yeah.
But don't tell me to rap. Don't be like, don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Because y'all not telling none of these other niggas to rap. Y'all not telling none of y'all homeboys that rap with the auto-tune and freestyle one bar at a time. Y'all not telling them to rap. So don't tell me to rap. Just because I know how to rap. That's whack. Like, that's like telling Michael Jordan every time you see him to dunk. It's like, no. I can shoot. I can fade away. I can win championships. I can pass the ball. I can do all of that. You want me to dunk from the free throw line at that every time you see me.
And in addition to that, it's funny because
I'm not mad.
It's
by the
also
way.
a setup.
It's a setup
Because you could say something fire, somebody gonna be like, "That shit was trash."
Yo, it don't matter,
and
dog.
that's all. And then everybody, and then it's a joke, and everybody joking.
Yeah, dog.
So you did right. I mean, I think you handled yourself well. In that, you know what I'm saying?
I fought back against that.
Sometimes in media, it's no respect to nobody, but people do media how they want to do media. I don't, whatever. I've done trying to give gems of how you should do media, but I think sometimes you gotta know your guests, and you want them to look a certain way on camera, which in bad media, you also want to look a certain way on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I would never have you come on and try to like ridicule.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not my goal.
Yeah.
Accountability may be different, but ridicule, nah, it's not me. And I don't know, everybody was kind of, in their own mind. So I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying, like, I would never have done that.
I freestyled on that drop the disc, though. Remember when I said that?
Yeah. I watched it. I mean, I didn't watch it. I listened to it. I followed
you
them.
remember what I said on your pod?
About to subscribe?
You was like, what's some of your goals? I said,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
you know what I
said,
mean?
yeah.
Like that was a goal of mine, but I knew they was gonna have me freestyle. That's totally different. And the audience is totally different.
Audience different for one, and they're gonna receive that different for two.
Totally different.
That audience, we ain't gotta say their name,
Yep.
but that kind of audience, they thrive off hearing 16.
Yes.
You know, we done heard enough 16s in our life to we'll be
Come
okay.
on, man.
We don't
We
need
know.
them. Yeah, so
let that be a lesson to everybody watching. Like if y'all can decipher what we were just talking about.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? But like understanding like there's a time and there is a motherfucking place, bro.
Yeah. Just like what we're doing now, like this is not a platform you're gonna go and speak 2 hours on. You're gonna go and speak and you don't. It's and I like their content. It just me. I'm not a hate. I like everybody content to a T. But I like drop this. I follow them and I listen to them on a regular because the guests they have on, I don't know.
I was their first rap artist outside of my homeboy Chris Larkin, who I went to West Side with. But he ain't really that active or consistent or anything like that. But I was their first rap artist.
That's dope.
That's groundbreaking, you know what I mean? And then it's like, you think I won't be on there again? And then look at what I just did. And in front of them.
But your whole run done just even this year has been crazy and successful. Everything you've done has been like kind of golden.
Yeah, man.
So I just like your run this year. Like if anything, it's funny. I just got a text somebody and said, "How's it going?" As if like they thought it was gonna go bad. I'm like, bro, it's going fine. You know, it's going fine.
That's wild.
But I will say, I did get one person to tell me because when they watched my One Thing Out Loud, when I was speaking about you on the live with Cooks, whatever, they watched it. They said, "Let me watch it and see if everything you're saying is what you say you're saying." They never called and told me, but they texted me. They said, "Oh yeah, we need to talk about that." I knew I was wrong somewhere.
Just speaking out loud,
thinking out loud. Yeah,
thinking out
but
loud.
I said something. Whatever I said, I must have had my narrative for people to think about my way, right? And she saw that, and then she watched the interview. She said, "Let me watch the interview and see." I ain't gonna tell you whatever. I'm gonna watch and see.
Yeah.
And she's like, she didn't say it, but it's what I felt. She was like, "Yeah, you're not as right as you think you are." You know what I'm saying? As far as like your word, like how you answer, like just the follow up. Sometimes, it'd be difficult to somebody can feel like they attacked or whatever. So I said, "Oh, I got it," but I respect that. So, and I never really spoke about that, but that was one thing that made me feel like, you know what? Damn, all right, cool. So
I don't think, honestly, if we talk about that, I don't, after revisiting it and all of that stuff, because it left me stumped for a little while, but I don't think I think that interview, and I told KG this too. So I was like, I think that interview was an old interview that should have been had in 2020. That's how I felt. I felt it was too long overdue.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And I felt like I was somewhere else and I was hearing things that we probably should have did this interview in 2020 and then met up that time.
It makes sense.
You know what I mean? And so that was in like retrospect. I was just kind of like, nah, like the questions that he's answering me is not, or the stuff he's saying is not like wrong or what I even heard from my damn self.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that at the time it was wrong because we ain't sit down at the time when all of this was going on.
Well,
you know
it was
what I mean?
COVID going on too.
Yeah, it was COVID. It was a lot of stuff.
I wasn't doing too much interviews then.
Right.
But to your point, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But also, when you think about how I structure my interviews, I always leave off the last time we spoke. Last time we spoke. Everything in the interview was pretty much the last time we spoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And then, like I said, I keep saying, 6 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
You said, "Hey, let's get up today."
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I worked 10 hours, bro.
That's true.
I was just mad, like, yo, I got up at 4 o'clock
and I was going off of
edible. Aiken at 5:30. I went there, set up,
and I was going off of edible.
Yeah.
So you mix a nigga with a crazy work schedule and a nigga that's on an edible.
I like the interview just because I feel like when you look at this one, it make more sense.
Oh yeah, that's why.
But then it also showed a growth.
But now that's why you answer your own question. Why you sent me that record?
Makes a lot of sense.
Now it makes more sense because it's like it's the only thing where you can display the growth at right now. That's the only way I can display the growth. Yeah. Because if you miss the albums, then I can't display the growth in my next album. If you, like that right there, I think it was just a pivotal point And I think those interview clips too went crazy too as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you know how I chop my shit up and all
Yeah.
of that stuff. So it's like the flip side. I'm looking at myself in there. I'm heavy. Like I was going through a lot in my life. Like, you know
But
what I
you
mean?
answer questions. Regardless of what you get asked, you still answer questions well.
Yeah.
Me and Slim always say that about you. A lot of artists, it's not to diss nobody, they don't really need to be on podcasts because they can't speak well.
Yeah.
You speak well.
Yeah. You know why?
You paint pictures even with your answers.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because when I was 12 and 13, bro, I did all these interviews already.
In your mind.
In my mind, in my mirror, in my room. And it's natural for me. But then also there's this aspect that I feel like I've been so solid with my artistry and how I move that like why would I be scared to answer anything? Like, of course, a lot of artists aren't blessed to have investors, right? I had an investor. When I did Cook's podcast, he wanted to ask about that aspect. I can't duck none of that because it's a part of me. But look at what I done afterwards. You why would I run from that question?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why would I run from the reality of the situation? Whether it's me like after the house fire coming back with just my suitcase and nothing else. Everything fucked up. I ain't have my shoes no more. I was missing clothes. I gave my PS3 to these little kids outside because I was just so distraught. I was just like, man, I don't even want this fucking game system no more. And I just gave them my fucking PS3, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like I just came home with a fucking suitcase. And I sat in my room, my old room that I was supposed to be out of and, you know, doing my thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? Never ducked no smoke about that. Still went out. Weirdos in fresh clothes. Still went out. Pull up video. Still went out. Truematic 2. Truematic 3. Still went out. Flight 323. My house deteriorating. And I said this on stage. I'm gonna say this for the camera. A very candid moment. And it's like even like when I mentioned the Josh situation, it's like me and my mother was in a crazy situation. When I came back from Atlanta, back to Augusta, I had to become my mom's overseer. I had to be her beneficiary for her Social Security. My mom is not impaired. My mom is not incapable, very capable. But I'm watching this woman break down. That's what made me a man. I had to become a man in that situation. I had to get a job. When I got a job, I was only working 2 days out of the week. I had no car. My Uber money on Tuesday to get to work and my Uber money to get back was the money that I was about to make on that Wednesday to get back there. My boy Tony used to drop me off at the mall at 8:30. I ain't had work until 10 or 11. He used to drop me off at the mall at 8:30. I was sleeping in the massage chairs. I go into Barnes and Nobles, sleep in there. Like I'm trying to read a book and I'm falling asleep. Like, cause I gotta unnecessarily get up early because I don't got no way to get to work or no funds. Meanwhile, my mom is going through what she going through. She's telling me she needs cigarettes. She need coffee. She needs some food. I gotta find a way to get that shit. 2 days out of the week turned into a fucking manager position, turned into the best salesman tea in the Southeast, turned into Weirdos in Fresh Clothes video, which I shot at the mall, part of it at the mall, just to show people that it's real.
Yeah.
Me and my mother was washing up in pots, bro. The oven didn't work no more. My grandparents left us there. All of the house's stuff is in with them. They left us there. My grandmother dies. Like it's just like a crazy journey in that middle part is a crazy journey. Even when I was snapping and all of that kind of stuff. And when we moved out that apartment, the people that gave us the next house sold the house up underneath us. They told us we had 7 days to move out. I didn't know where I was gonna go. My mom knew where she was gonna go. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I put $2,000 on a crib on Saturday, and he said, "When do you want to move in?" I said, "Tonight." And me and Haley, Key Visuals, we took from downtown. I stay downtown. We took trips from downtown to Hetzeba 4 times in the rain, moving shit. And then comes Art Angel right after that. Then come that Legends Bar show where I'm galvanizing. You wonder why I'm galvanizing the way I'm galvanizing, the way I'm trying to push people. We all got shit that we go through in life, but a lot of people won't know these moments, right? I'm only saying it now because I'm out of it. You know what I mean? But I couldn't tell nobody while I was in it. You know what I mean? I had to get myself out of it. It couldn't really whatever. But man, this is the kind of stuff that was going on with me. I couldn't have no real relationship with any female. And that messed me up because it's like, I loved a bunch of women like over that time period. And it's like, bro, I can't do it. Like, I can't do anything about it. Not right now. And it's crazy to get to this point right now. And rap ain't had shit to do with it. Nothing. Music ain't paid for shit.
I think what I just took from what you said, you started off naming a bunch of projects around that time, and then you named a bunch of problems around that time, and everything just kind of coincide. So you escaped somehow, some way, but that was not even a full escape. You escaping from reality, So,
and then the man aspect, because yes, music is therapy. Therapy is an escape. Therapy is healing. Music can be an escape of reality and healing and all of that stuff. But there's this level as a man where you got to be like, dang, I got to do it. I remember my mom, I had like this dude that died of cancer. He used to buy Brother B's paintings with $5 bills. And I was like, how you afford all these paintings with $5? He said, every time I get $5, I just save it. I saved $5 for like months. I had $800 in $5 bills. My ex-girlfriend, really good with money, gave me some money saving tips. Even though our relationship was super sour, one thing I got from that motherfucker was some money saving tips. Saved over $1,000 on my Digit account. That's how I bought my car. So when it was time to move the fuck out, I had a whip. I had things that I needed and wanted because I had to put together all of this shit that was going on at the same time trying to escape reality, but understanding like, dog, bro, you gotta do it, dog. And my mom right there like, Brandon, don't worry about mom. When she say don't worry about moms, like, damn, all right, cool, dog. All right. Now she's starting to say that. Before it was I need. Now it's don't worry about me. And I'm like, damn, all right, I don't have no excuse. And so get on my grown man shit. And I'm still learning because it came so late because I was doing music off the grid so long and like without no job. And so like me learning how to adult is so fucking new to me that at times like it get hard. But then I'm like, you start thinking about everything you done fucking came up on, bro. Like, dog, to do that shit, to heat up water on the stove while everybody in the city know who the fuck you are, and ain't nobody gonna help you. So you gotta do that, and then you gotta deal with people that don't like you. For what? And then they gotta deal with me saying I don't give a fuck because they don't they like you need to be humble. What the fuck I need to be humble for? For what? I'm going home. Bro, I can't even use my motherfucking stove. I'm making everything in the toaster oven. I ain't had fried chicken in 2 years. I ain't gotta be humble for nobody but me and God. That's the only people that I need to, and my mother, that I need to display my humbleness for because everything else is just for their comfortability. Because I wasn't comfortable when niggas was telling me to be humble. I wasn't comfortable sleeping at night. And I wasn't trying to make nobody else comfortable, but I also wasn't attacking everybody either.
Right.
So how dare anybody say that? So now the humbleness that you see now is the fact that I got it now. I understand why they was hurt. I understand why I was hurt. But now we both don't got to be hurt, and y'all don't got to hear me or see me. Yeah. And I ain't got to hear or see y'all if y'all don't want that. And that's what we can be. Whereas before it was like, where's the help and where's the real love? Where's the support? It was like all of that. But really it wasn't that. That's not the support I needed. Me personally. But all these other artists, I can't speak for them. So I fight for them. Because they're not going to tell that kind of story.
Right. Man, you got a dope story, man. I feel like we had a real good conversation. I do got one more question. That one thing I want to say when we're leaving out there, but you mentioned Karen Gordon. Describe your relationship. And I say that because I love Karen Gordon.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah.
I don't know. Karen is everything in Augusta to me.
I'm not sure how Karen would describe our relationship. I know when I see her, I love to see her. I know I didn't know her all these years. I know I met her mainly through AE. And I just love how she carry herself. And when I first met her, we have incredible moments and stuff. But I know like as time goes on, this has nothing to do with our relationship, but like people just go through things and people get older. And I can't be the same. And everybody can't be the same. Not saying that things are different, like or anything like that, but it's just like, you know, when I met her, it was like pre-pandemic, and I feel like the world changed just after the pandemic in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like everything changed. So, but I would say every time I see her, I love giving her the longest hugs. Her energy is always consistent. She came to the Arts and the Hearts to see the show set from her stage.
That was dope.
You know what I mean? Well, didn't tell me like, well, she did actually comment and was like, can't wait to see you up there. But it's like, we might not talk all year. She might leave that comment and then actually go do it and then make me love her more. I just don't see her as often. Yeah. So I can't really display that love often. But like, I think really ever since she picked up the Urban Pro Weekly job, I've seen her a lot less. And I think before she picked up that job, I was seeing her more, and like I just love to talk to her and all of that kind of stuff. But I love her to death, man, for sure.
Yeah, man, it's a dope conversation, man. You got music coming out like a project. And I hate asking you that question because I feel like that's like
beneath.
Yeah, it's like because if you don't, you got the same project they listen to. It don't matter whether it's new, old. They can just go find the music, listen to it.
Yeah.
But you're doing so much. I forget to ask that question because you're doing so much. I prefer you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling, yeah.
But I want to, let me do one more clap thing too, because I got to clap it up for you real quick, man. I want to tell everybody that I was outside humanity, you know what I'm saying? I touched Truez, I said, I'm here. He came around the corner kind of fast, but it's all good. Right? He was blasting Lauryn Hill and Mary J. Blige. I used to love him.
Yeah.
And that is that's my second favorite song on that album.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night, man. That was the energy I needed to hear. Like, because I'm tired. I just worked 10, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Picked my girls up before I came here, dropped them off, got them ready. I'm like, oh, boy. I'm trying to make sure I give this my all,
Yeah.
I'm just going to cook podcast, I'm this and that, I'm playing. But I was like, when I heard it, I said, oh, yeah, it's going to be, sometimes you hear something, it's going to be it. This is the one. That whatever made you pick that song, that was it.
I picked that album, bro.
I love that album.
I was at the Metro bumping that album. I was like,
Windows down, by the way. Yeah, the windows down, by the way.
Yeah,
so
all of them.
It's fall weather, man. Stop playing with them.
All of them.
In the shorts.
It's
man. And you got passion on the shirt. Stop playing with screws, bro. What's wrong with them playing with you like that, man? They don't know what time you on, man.
Yeah. It's passion, man. It's passion all day, man. You gotta have passion, whatever you do. Passion's like fire. You gotta feed that fire, bro. And I'm constantly always looking for things to feed my fire. So I encourage everybody out there to always feed the fire. You don't gotta have a large fire. You don't gotta have a bonfire. You can have a nice little candle that's lit all night long. You can have one of them fake little candles lit that don't burn out until the batteries go dead. Like, you know what I mean? You can have whatever you like, but you got to feed that passion because when you die, or when you have kids and you no longer have time, you're gonna wish with everything in your soul that you would have did everything that you wanted to do. And I'm gonna make sure before I die, before I had kids, that I do everything that I want to do, everything, including wrestle, because I think I'm gonna have a couple matches. So I'm gonna say this about a project. I'm about to start my own tea business, but I'm probably gonna take some wrestling classes, some pro wrestling classes, get into the indie circuit for a couple of matches under the moniker Herbal Tea Papa to sell the tea company. But if I do that, then I would have officially done every single thing on my list in life that I ever wanted to do as an entertainer.
That's dope.
And after that, I don't know. You might not see your boy.
That ain't gonna happen, man. But hey, look, man, I appreciate the interview. I appreciate sitting down. I'm gonna shake your hand. Hopefully, this interview didn't scar you. You know what I'm saying?
We good. Everything great.
Nah, it's all good, man. Hey, look, I wish you the best and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother.
And if nobody tell you this, I know I'm not saying this because we talking right now. Slim will tell you the same thing. We speak about it. Whether you do something that we call head ass or something that we think is good, you mean a lot to the city, you know. And nobody tell you that, it's probably because it's too current time.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel that.
Which mean a lot to the city. So a lot of time when we saying stuff or something you say get on somebody's skin, it's just because you mean a lot. If your words didn't matter, it wouldn't matter.
That's true.
True.
Can I do a sign off?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Rap. No, I'm playing.
Yo, they call me Truez, the GOAT, the architect, the intellectual architect, the visionary. You cannot be a king or a queen of the city if you don't do nothing for your people. Truez out.
Here we go. On the Masters Podcast, we out.